Hello there. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Hi. I feel good. I had some pizza. Specifically, it was pepperoni and mushroom, which is my favorite flavor. Half of the pizza was that. Like, thanks, Dad. Thank you for caring about me and making half of the pizza mine. Though that just shows how much dominance I assert for half of the pizza being mine, technically. But of course I'll share the pizza. Delicious. And I'm so happy tomorrow is gonna be Friday, so then that way it's the last day of work. Hopefully it's not gonna be too crazy. Let me knock on wood real quick because I think I just jinxed it. Okay, there. Starting off with below the city walls. Ah yes, tutorial. My favorite. Tutorials ain't bad. I mean, they're fine. And I want some of that soup. That soup sounds good. Be careful. Please be careful. The enemies are currently focusing their defensive artillery on this battlefield. After firing, the artillery will need to take some time to reload. After the loading is finished, it will launch a large-scale bombardment at the allied unit with the highest block, dealing huge amounts of true damage. Oh no, not the true damage. And what I remember from last time, well, our sussy guide ran off. Also, we're trying to blend in, but at the same time we're not. At this point, we're just like, you know what? It's fine, we gotta rescue some civilians, while horror inside is instigating as one do. Don't worry, I'm the one holding the shield up. I'll never worry with you, Hoshiguma. You're so cool. These Sarkaz warriors don't look like they're going down easily. And there's more and more of them gathering here. I'm afraid they have been influenced by some kind of Sarkaz originium arts. So whenever they're defeated, they come back in a harder, more resilient form. These reborn creations will increase their blockers' maximum block count, while also being extremely resilient towards physical and arts damage. But the city's defensive artillery should make quick work of them, right? You got this, Hoshiguma. I believe in you. Oh, I'm happy then. Regarding Mudrock and ooh, hello. This is kind of funny watching this. Look at Hoshiguma doing a thing. Oh, I felt fear. I thought she was gonna explode. But nah, she's tough. Inspector Hoshiguma, are you alright? I'm hanging in there. Glad to hear it. The reinforcement squad has arrived, Doctor. Please direct them to wipe out the remaining enemies. Oh man, these are people I never use. It should be fine. It should be fine. What do you... yeah, it's fine. It's completely fine. No fear, no fear. Never feel fear. What is fear? Fear don't exist here. Stop trying to escape. Can you just, like, not? No, this is fine. This is completely fine. No fear, no fear, no fear. No fear, no fear, no fear, no fear, no fear, no fear, no fear. No fear. No fear. No, there's fear. Yeah, I gotta redo that later. If anything, I'm gonna change up 2 of their placements. Yeah, at least 2 placements are gonna be changed. Vector and Ethan. Oh well. That'll be for later. At least I cleared it. Sobs. Warning shot. It's just a little warning shot. No fear, no fear. Ooh, hello. 9:27 a.m. overcast. Atop the wall, Sudean Boro Londinium.
There's been a riot at Port 309. Tell the general the patrol squad has sniffed out the rebels. It's not just the rebels. We're exchanging fire with multiple groups. General, can you get us backup? No need.
Oh, Manfred, hello there, sir. You look cool. You look very cool, my dude. I especially like that red floaty thingy you have in your hand.
How are we doing? Debugging will take roughly another 15 minutes. You've got 8. We don't have time to spare here. You don't need me to go see what's going on down there. Just a suggestion, of course. You're worried I'll fail. Of course not. When have your plans ever failed? My job is just to make sure we've got fewer unknowns along our path to victory. You've already done more than enough, mercenary. Come, stand with me. I need you to see for yourself what is going on beneath these walls before the experiment begins.
Experiment? Hello, other sir. You also look cool. I like your hair. You have very, very nice hair. I like the maroon color. It's pretty. Holderer.
Lively.
Man, they both look pretty cool. Like, Manfred looks super duper regal and edgy, like a demon prince kind of thing. Holderer looks like a cool looking general, and his hair looks super duper nice. I imagine it feeling really, really soft. Soft and silky.
How does it compare to the battlefields of Kazdel? Nothing new.
Oh man. Holderer, sorry sir, I don't remember you that much. Though I think I would have remembered you more if I saw your beautiful hair.
But at least, it's not sarcasm on both sides tearing at each other. Tearing each other apart. Surely, you hunted during your time in Kazdel. You're asking if I've been hunting. Us mercs are out in the wilderness all year round. Hunting is how we get fed. Then you should understand why I left these ports open. Sometimes, even if your trap is obvious, a beast will step right into it because there's no other choice. If it can't find a way out, it'll panic and run wild. That means we've got to expand energy and spread our forces thin to round up all the wild beasts. Sure, that's how things go out in the wilds, but there's more to it. Look at the city below us. It is little more than a concrete wilderness.
Wait. He's a former teammate of W. Oh? When it comes to W's team, I remember they seemed so nice, the ones that rescued her and then befriended her. Is he that dude from then? The main dude?
Who has the confidence to seal off every exit to the wilds themselves? Who can find every nook and cranny in the jungle? Who can secure every last potential hiding spot? I am certainly not so conceited. So that's why you left a few openings. Focus your attention and wait for the enemies to reveal themselves. That's a pretty efficient way of dealing with it.
Oh! So that's him. I don't remember him being so handsome. I know that's kind of mean to say, but yo, he looks extra fine here after going to the dark side. I mean, they're always like hired mercenaries, so...
But it does come with one risk. Nothing ventured, nothing gained, right? If I was in your position, I'd do the same thing. Good. If you're capable of leading mercenaries, you're capable of leading the hunt. That's why I'd rather fight alongside you than the relics in the court. And by the looks of things, you'll be feasting tonight. Not just the rebels, but Dublin as well. Wait, I've seen that caster before. She came to see you once. Didn't you sign a truce? Not that either of you took it particularly seriously.
I feel like Ines was more rememberable, because she was nice.
If you recognize her, then you should also know that people like her don't know when to stop. You've been wanting to eliminate that variable for a while now, huh? The situation has changed. His Majesty's opus is reaching its conclusion. If the theater is too rowdy, it is too easy to overlook an actual threat. We need to keep a closer eye on the dukes out there. Couldn't you just send me to do that? If I wanted her dead, I wouldn't even need you. What's the problem then? The Iron Guard of Wellington. You mean, he hasn't made a move on Londinium yet. And if he's quiet for even a single day, all the nobles outside Londinium ask their emissaries first thing in the morning whether the Iron Duke had spoken. Okay. Which is why we haven't made an enemy of Dublin so far. Now though, since she's the one who lost control and took the first step toward violating our agreement, the Sarkas have no more reason to continue tolerating them. So the commotion down there is just the beginning. Yes, we still need something more decisive to take Dublin out of the picture.
Where the hell did they come from?
I don't know, Captain. I haven't seen these weapons or arts before.
They're also fighting the Sarkas. They're not here to back up the devils. Not that it matters. We'll eliminate anyone who gets in our way.
Hey, give us our guy back. It's you. Oh, a familiar face? Too bad I still recognized you after the pummeling I gave you this morning.
Oof, that guy got beaten up twice in one day by the same person. He has really bad luck.
Look out behind you. People don't just stand around in a fight and wait for you to run up to them swinging. Isn't that why I have you?
Don't go too crazy. Remember, we're getting out of here as soon as we secure our target.
I know. That just means I gotta punch faster.
I like her logic. You're telling me these are the ones who snatched our mark? Don't forget their faces. No, wait a moment. Try to capture one of them alive. I'm sure the leader will be interested to find out what new power has its eyes on Londinium.
Where are these rocks coming from?
Stay on your guard. We're still not inside the city yet, and the doctor doesn't want to see anyone get hurt.
Alright, you two.
She smashed my construct to pieces with one swing of a hammer? This one. She's just as nasty as that Victorian soldier. I wasn't even trying for that one, though. See how you like this instead.
Get out of the way, Siege.
Who covered me?
Balin, did you see who that was? No, there's too much going on. I can't make heads or tails of it. Amiya, there's somebody else in this fight. Somebody besides us, Dublin, and the Sarkas. And they just might be on our side. Captain, the situation isn't looking good for us. Do you think you could bring down the entire wall?
The entire wall, huh? I've fantasized about it too many times. But not now. We'll still have our chance whenever the leader decides to come. Let's not get too carried away here, and just grit our teeth for the time being. Hear me. Pack your weapons and try not to leave a mess. I don't want that Manfred devil to come knocking on my door ahead of schedule. Well, it's too late. Manfred's willing. He's ready.
4 minutes. We'll wait 4 more minutes. As it happens, our men haven't had a chance to do anything fun. Defending a city like Londinium is worlds apart from raiding Lateran caravans in the wilderness. The nice thing about meeting old friends is you don't have to worry about them taking your head. I've got nothing to complain about.
Time to steer it, Hoderer and Manfred then. Hair-wise, I can say Hoderer for sure. His hair just looks so nice. I really, really love that hair color. That pretty, pretty maroon hair color.
Don't mistake yourself for one of them. There aren't a lot of mercenaries out there who could stand being locked up in a little courtyard, reading books all day. That's your department. I do remember thanking you when you scooped me up and gave me back my sword. Enough. You're not here to share me this drivel.
And after staring at them some more, I can say I like Manfred's outfit more. I just really like the red. I like how that red just pops out. But hair? Ah yes. Hoderer.
Sure, I know. You need mercenaries, and for more than a couple reasons. Indeed. And you're as good as they come. Coincidentally, a few more mercenary squads have joined up with us recently, including some of your old acquaintances from the Scar Market. What mercenary could resist an offer from the regent himself? They want more than just the payout from completing a contract or two. When we followed the regent out of Casdell, each warrior carried a different weapon, some even wearing armor that belonged to the enemy just moments ago. But what about now? As you've seen, the factories of Londinium now work day and night to produce weapons and armor for us. Our troops are well regulated and take orders as a unified unit. We are united as never before, and that makes our solidarity stronger than ever. Yes, all of Victoria. No, all of Terra is watching.
If anything, it's more of a mix for Hoderer and probably Ines. For when they were with W. They're like, oh look, there's this person here. Let's adopt her for now and teach her how to be a mercenary. And they went on some adventures. And amazed by how skillful she be.
All according to the regent's calculations. Just a year ago, they guffawed about how Londinium's defenses were impenetrable. They thought we were mercenaries in service to some duke. Profit is no longer the only thing that motivates mercenaries. They're all looking to see what the Sarkats can do. What's a sales word? Who lost interest in selling his sword. We're not asking our compatriots to give up their status as mercenaries. They simply found other reasons to follow the regent.
Anu, hello, and thank you.
They believe he has created a turning point in the fate of the Sarkaz. That we have an opportunity to earn a new identity for ourselves, not just as looters and servants of the powerful. You need a home to have an identity. When the Sarkaz desire war, the Sarkaz become war itself. And when each battle ends, the Sarkaz have a home to return to. That is what the regent told all the Sarkaz in Londinium. You saw it yourself. That was the first time we met. I asked what you thought about that statement. If you're a fighter who crawled out of the ruins of Casdell, how could you say no to that? It was 3 years ago that I heard that answer. Since then, You've left that estate, and now stand with me. Do you still hold that same belief? Manfred, you've earned my loyalty.
Man, I'm just imagining Manfred just going around basically a battlefield area, and then he's just like, "Oh, look at that one. I like the cut of his jib. I will adopt you. Hoderer, become mine." And then eventually Hoderer became his buddy. And just because I said that, Manfred's like ... He's like, "What the heck are you imagining, you weirdo?"
Does your left eye still hurt? It's been over a year. It healed a long time ago. I hope you understand. I've never doubted our friendship. Not once since that day. But you know what I'm talking about. The Confessari don't drop their guard around a merc. That's how they look after the regent. And I'm not here to prove my loyalty to anyone. That just make me a weaker blade in a fight. So your answer is still no. That's fine too. Sometimes what I need is I need more as a friend, and for that, Kazdel must temporarily endure the absence of an officer. We're ready, General. Excellent. Tell the patrol to retreat immediately. Activate the automatic aiming system and enter the long-distance targeting coordinates. Coordinates: Sudan Borough, Port 309. Our efforts over the last few months are finally about to bear fruit. Hoderer, will you do the honors?
Wow, he's even letting him do the honors. They really are good friends, kind of-ish. More or less. Small kind friends. I think that's pretty cool though, if you pick a weapon of the dead, it becoming your own name and all. That's one way to honor someone and take over their powers. Like, "Ah, yes, this belonged to so-and-so," which means I shall name the blade after you so-and-so. I will become the new so-and-so, but better.
Lieutenant, Dublin looks like they're about to win. That's not the situation, but it's also not what matters. Regardless of who wins, what's important is that they keep each other in check. That's the situation we need, one that allows your people to charge. Charge? Indeed. While they're too occupied with us, that's your best bet, your best opportunity to get out of the city. No, no! What's on your mind, Robin? Lieutenant, I don't want to leave anymore. But I have to stay. But this might be the only chance you have to leave Londinium. After the scuffle here today, the Sarkas will have the gate blocked tomorrow. Conceal your weapons and blend in with the other civilians. Hurry, get going. We can't just run away like this. Lieutenant, we can still fight. Did you see that? I just took down a Dublin fighter and injured 2 Sarkas. This crossbow is pretty crude. It's nothing like the standard issue military crossbows that we're used to. You made it, right? If you even need to make your own weapons yourself, don't you also need more men? It's not a question of what I need. If you don't want to leave, I won't force you. I don't want to order another good soldier out of a fight. Not again. Not when she wanted to stay.
Dang though, Horn can make weapons, huh? That's pretty epic. And I like how the others were like, "No, no, no, Horn, we will follow you to the end. Horn, you are wonderful. We shall stick with you."
Lieutenant. But let's set that aside for now. We need to get out of here first.
Will there be a day for the W? She'll have like a name for herself instead of W? I feel like there could be a day. Though I feel like she'd have to be named by someone rather than her giving herself a name.
Like, instead of W,
W, if you let me summon you, I'll give you a name, I'll give you a title. You can go from W to wife. Half kidding, she would probably just punch me at that point. Well, it's a good thing I don't have her right now, or else she would have punched me.
Now's the best shot you're going to get. So if you don't want to move onwards, then fall back with us.
W and Teresa seem pretty close. That's why W was so mad at me earlier. Doctor, the Sarkaz troops are withdrawing from the fight. I find it strange that after fighting us and Dublin for so long, the Sarkaz didn't call in reinforcements or start massacring the Dublin forces. That's not how the Sarkaz usually fight. Even the mercenaries that W brought with her into reunion fought more ferociously than they did. Something's not right. Doctor, have you fallen into a trap? This conflict came about so spontaneously and coincidentally. It's as if someone was trying to corral us all together and then... do you think they set this up for us? Siege said that she found other people who were blending into the crowd just like us, and they seem to be on the civilian side. Might they be the ones the Sarkaz were after? Combat operators withdraw from the battlefield immediately. Scout teams cover the escape for our combat operators and the civilians. Everyone, find the nearest place to bunker down and prepare to evacuate. Last one.
The doctor ordered a retreat. Huh? We're about to complete a rescue, though. There must be a reason behind it. Let's go. Grr. Excuse me, Miss Indra. I'm over here. Thomas? Don't go over there.
A flash of light suddenly fills everyone's eyes. A scalding wave of heat erupts forth, incinerating almost everything it touches. Well, I guess the fight's been going on for 4 minutes, or an extra 4 minutes. And Hoderer did the thing. Though very little solid debris shoots out, the force of the impact reminds the survivors how they were only a single step from death. And this threat came from above.
What just happened? Did we get a bomb dropped on us? A huge crater suddenly appeared in the ground? Thomas, the smoke's too thick. I can't see anything. Indra. Siege told you to stop. Fine, I owe you another one. As long as you get it, now hurry. Let's get out of here.
Well, time to escape. Oh gosh, there's multiple exits. I mean, it's not too bad. Ha 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 ha. No fear, no fear. Never feel fear. No fear, no fear, no fear, no fear. No fear, no fear, no fear. No fear. You know, I'll just put him here. And him here. This is fine. Kind of, sort of, not really. It's fine for now. I'll put her here. Ah yes, look at Thorns. He is the chosen one. Someone escaped. Oops. My bad. Oh well. Yeah, I gotta put out Mudrock when I can. But for now, this is fine. Oh wait, I can put her down right here. She is the chosen one. Oof. I am so sorry, Myrtle. You just went poof. You know, I should probably bring out a healer. That'd be good. That'd be kind of nice. Being healed would be wonderful. And I gotta redo that later, but it's fine. Look at Mudrock doing a thing. They'll give her a friend to help her. Thank you, Texas. And I'll take her out for now. This is completely fine. Look at Chen doing a thing. She is watering the ground. Phew. That one will forever haunt me, though.
Gah! The lift fell over!
I eventually redo them because I need more of those prisms. I love buying outfits in the outfit store.
If it had been a little lower, my leg would have...
Hold on. I mean, hold on to my construct. You idiot! Don't drag me down too. It's hard enough to stay afloat bringing you bunch with me.
Captain, thank you.
Next time, be smarter about how you run so you're less of a nuisance.
Watch out, Captain.
That's an artillery shell? No, it's far more destructive than normal artillery. And it was aimed so precisely at that small area? Manfred, you've been watching us this whole time. Bloody hell, that slimy devil. Alright, everyone stop right here. We don't need to chase after those sarcas. As for the driver, he's dead. This accursed place. R.I.P. to you, Thomas.
Lieutenant, what is this? How can the city's defensive artillery do this? Londinium's wall defenses were built almost 70 years ago. This is the first time. Their cannons have been aimed inside the city.
If I were in Terra, would I call the Sarkaz devil? Probably not. Or maybe some friendly ones as a joke. Like how... I mean, to me, my family, that would be a joke. Like, my dad calls me the devil sometimes. I'm like, oh, thank you, father. He also called me a gremlin. But it's all nicknames.
Not too shabby. Even 10% of its firepower is enough to melt ordinary structures. So this is Londinium's ultimate defense. That was only an auxiliary cannon. Our weapon experts have said the main guns are able to easily penetrate the armor of any high-speed warship. A weapon expert? Are you talking about the officer from the Defense Forces engineering team?
Then never mind if it's like technically derogatory, nah. Then I can't say that. Unless one of the Sarkas call themselves that, and they're my friend, then maybe, if they let me. Otherwise, no, I cannot then. Because to me, devil was like a loving nickname. Since my dad always says, she the devil.
I must thank you for capturing his wife and daughter. Is he still alive? As long as he is of use to the Sarkas, he will not die. Artilleryman, target lift 11. The shot went wide. Unfortunate. We'll have to improve our accuracy. These cannons are meant to point outwards, after all. Outwards. Before we entered Londinium, the defensive artillery was aimed at the ducal army outside the walls. When we entered the city under the guise of quelling the Duke's conflicts, they never even once thought to put us in their sights. Does that count as pointing outward? Since the fall of Gaul and the silence of Iberia, a long time has passed without Victoria facing any real external threat. Indeed, which is why His Majesty found this opportunity for us. Such sophisticated weaponry should be put together to be put to greater use, rather than sitting here as ornaments adorning the doorway. Artillerymen, activate dynamic target tracking. Very good, it's working. We had to spend nearly a whole month to calibrate them. Luckily, they seem to be working well enough. These weapons put us in control of everything that enters and exits Londinium. Once all our cannons are in place, there will be nowhere to hide under the shadow of these steel walls. Dublin seems to be drawing away the artillery fire. Is this a test run? Is their purpose really just to calibrate?
Would I recruit Hoderer? Yes, more workers for my base. As terrible as that sounds too, everyone works in my base.
No, they're ultimately unconcerned with the support. Lieutenant, what do we do now? Continue to withdraw towards the city. However, the rest of Sudan is no longer safe. The Sarkaz are tightening their grip on Londinium. As long as the city's artillery is pointed inwards, our lives are in their hands. Unless... What's your plan, Lieutenant? It's nothing. Let's go. We'll talk after we've made our escape.
Though if I got Hoderer, W might come home just to, like, bonk him. These bloody walls! These bloody cannons!
Captain, your constructs got destroyed again.
I don't have time for this. Don't just stand there staring. Away with you. Get out of here. Forcing us to run, eh? Mark my words, Manfred. You insult me like this today, I swear I'll...
Captain, the one I just saw running off that way looked rather familiar.
The Lupo brunette? Is it her?
Get her.
Ugh.
Be careful, Captain.
What have you done?
I'm protecting you. Run. You still have to find for the leader.
Fine. Fine. You're the 13th. The 13th Tehran life. I will mark you down in the leader's place. One day, I will personally make the Sarkaz pay for each and every life. Wow, I'm actually surprised Mandragora's taking count of all the people she's losing under her. That actually gains her some points. I mean, you can tell she cares about her group. She did make that construct so they could be safe. Or at least semi-safe.
General, we routed Dublin's team. I saw. But we couldn't find the rebels. Those sly insects. They peeked their heads out for a moment, but they vanished again after we activated the cannons. Could they have been killed already? What do you think? I don't think our job would be that easy. I'm glad you understand. Then, did they blend into the crowd? Should we notify the patrol so they can detain the civilians and continue the search? No need. Continue to bombard the port. Oh, and increase the firepower. Increase the firepower? The port is almost completely destroyed. I can't imagine anyone would be hiding there still. They won't ever take this route again. Besides, have you ever seen a Sarkaz draw only half his sword? Now that we've begun, why not let them see exactly what we're capable of? You're putting on a show of force for them. You want to cut off their escape and force them to come out.
I mean, that's understandable. Like, if you're called something that you don't like to be called, wouldn't you act like, wouldn't most people lash out?
This game of hide and seek has gone on long enough. Even if I don't mind waiting, the same cannot be said for His Majesty and the royal court. Doesn't matter who it is. If they have a plan, I'd like them to hurry up with it.
Doctor, we don't have anywhere safe to hide. Even if we took cover under the structure, we'd still be vulnerable to the artillery blowing us to bits. I've done some rough calculations. If those cannons are fully charged, they'd be able to shoot clean through a standard city plate. This flimsily sheet plate above our heads on the wall there won't stand a chance. Siege, Londinium's cannons are serious business.
This is the first time I've seen them fired off on such a scale.
That means they're rolling out the red carpet for us, right?
If that were the idea, we would be wiped out 50 kilometers outside the walls.
I can't take it anymore. Hamiya, my drones can't reinforce these plates any further. At this rate, we're going to get blasted sky high. We need to get out of here. Dublin also scrambled to get away as fast as they could, but they used Art's constructs to defend themselves and left their wounded behind. Ugh, erg, why is our luck so rotten? Are we going to die here?
We won't leave a single Londinier behind.
Scout team, have you located the artillerymen? Not yet.
I'm afraid we can't find them. Londinium's urban defense cannons and this wall looming in front of us have always been a single entity.
In other words, we have no way of stopping the barrage if we can't scale that wall or get inside it. Nobody can scale a wall under fire. We couldn't find a way inside. We couldn't find a way inside.
We can't just hide here waiting to die either. Why don't I run out there and try to draw their fire? With my skills, I should be able to buy a few minutes. Not happening. If you're not letting her go alone, then let's all go.
Settle down, you two. Dagda, have you been hanging around Angel for so long that your brain turned to muscle?
Hey.
If it was as easy as getting some live bait out there, would the two of you still be here making a scene?
Our armor could maybe take 2 hits from a standard crossbow. Our friends in engineering spent months working hard to make it.
If you're going to run out there and get yourself killed, you never should have come to Londinium in the first place.
Alright, I get it. But I swear, I'm not letting anything happen to Vina. We haven't been home yet.
True. There's no point in running out there. It's too early to be saying stuff like that kind of stuff. True, there's no point in running out there.
Doctor, do you have a plan?
The drones. Drones? I see. Oh, so that's where you're going with it. That makes sense.
What are you mumbling about now, Closure? The doctor's barely said 2 words, but you're acting like you had a whole conversation.
Oh, my bad. I just got an idea. Those cannons seem pretty intelligent, and at such a long range, they can't be completely manual. They must have some way of locking onto moving targets near the ground. 1 or 2 guys running around won't be enough to get the cannons off our backs. If I deploy all my drones at once, the targeting algorithm might see them as a higher priority threat than us and the civilians, but
there's no guarantee.
Well, obviously, I can't promise anything.
Closure. The reinforcement failed. The pressure's too great for the drones to withstand. The base plate is going to collapse within 30 seconds.
We have no other choice. Let's give it a try. On the doctor's signal, all operators prepare to withdraw. 5, 4, 3, 2, run! Drones launching! Run, everyone! Go, go! Did it work?
It bought us just enough time to move to a structure a few steps away, but this place won't last long either.
That was our one shot too. My precious drones have all been reduced to scrap, and I can't even just conjure up another batch. We can't safely move forward or retreat backwards. If we want to escape the cannon fire, we're going to have to take some risks. I wish there was some way around all this.
I heard you needed a guide.
Huh?
Who's there? Miss Courteous, I'd like to talk to you.
He's pretty.
But before that, I'd appreciate it if you could have your people lower their weapons.
You... Who are you?
Let's save the introductions for later. Claws, a machete, and this hammer. Ma'am, your weapon looks plenty brilliant, but I'd appreciate it if you could keep it away from my head. Otherwise, this friend of yours might be in danger.
Doctor! Huh? What happened? Is he talking about me?
Not too close now. One more step and your friend's head becomes a mess on the wall.
Not my head. I don't think I can regrow that. Amiya, the drone. One of the drones wrapped around when we weren't paying attention, and it's locked onto the doctor's head.
You sure know your stuff, Miss Pointy Ears. To be honest, I'm getting more and more curious about you lot.
All hands, weapons down.
There we go. That's nice. Oh, make sure you get the message to your snipers around the corner too. I bet they haven't blinked once since I showed up.
Do as he says.
Lovely.
Sir, I hope you believe us when we say that we'd never move to harm a stranger unprovoked, but harm one thread on the doctor's HUD, and I promise you, right here, right now, I don't need a weapon to ensure you never threaten another human being. Ooh, Amiya's mad for... She wants to protect me. Thank you, Amiya. Thank you, bestie. Oh, I love how caring she is towards me. Look at how protective she is.
Ahem.
Ugh, this place is already dangerous enough. Are we seriously gonna get blown up before we even start our mission?
Right. If we don't want the Sarcast to turn us to dust, we don't have time to be pointing weapons at each other's heads. Listen up, I have an idea. Please come with me, nice and easy. I'm gonna keep borrowing your friend here until we get where we're going.
That's not very nice. And if I refuse? You know, ... I'm a hostage.
Sorry, but you don't get a say. Behave yourself and come along with me, my faceless friend.
I'm not your friend, buddy. No matter how pretty you are. Breath of the city. Heavy breathing intensifies. I love that level. Pipes. They are buried deep underground and no end in sight. These pipes connect the entire city. They are the veins of Londinium. It is through them that the energy is supplied to Londinium's heart, and that is where we are right now. Never fear the darkness before your eyes. When the sun sets at night, the shadows live on in the city's veins. I won't fear the darkness. I like the darkness. I never was afraid of the dark. My mom got me a nightlight at one point, and I'm like, I don't like it. I like the darkness more, mother. When the light is taken, you trust your ears, your nose, and your remaining senses. When the light is taken, you trust your ears, your nose, and your remaining senses. And yeah, I saw your previous message about how you felt scared with Amiya looking like that. For me, I felt honored. I like how upset she looks on my behalf. Listen carefully. The mechanical rumble is the flow of its blood. The gears rotate rhythmically, like breathing. Indeed, Londinium is alive. Even if we do not sit on its tall throne, it lives on as its own organism. If you ever find yourself here again one day, no matter what may be chasing you, you needn't be afraid. After all, you run through the body of Londinium. Vina, you are home.
The princess has returned. Okay, everyone. We can stop here for a while.
Where exactly are we? We've been climbing down all this time. It's like we burrowed ourselves into some kind of pipeline. The walkway's broader, but it's still dark as hell. Wow. Are you those cutthroats who would drive us into some abandoned construction site and slice our neck?
Huh? You might be right about that. Who the hell are you anyway, punk? Don't think we'll just follow your every word. To be on the safe side, let me ask you the same question. Who are you people? Why are you trying to sneak into Londinium?
Before we answer that, you need to let our employee go. Right, you're taking me hostage. I don't like being a hostage.
Is our hooded friend your commander? Sure enough, I figured out who calls the shots in battle. That said, Courteous lady, you're the one who's actually in charge, right?
I find Chen to be more hard-headed than Siege. I think Siege is more chill. Plus, Chen, she, let me think about how I was gonna say this. I mean, Siege has more of the power of friendship on her side. Chen pretty much only had Hoshiguma, and then sometimes her best frenemy Swire, her other frenemy Lin. But mainly Hoshiguma.
Don't be so surprised. I'll admit you have a few tricks up your sleeves, but we're locals and we know this playbook a lot better than you.
A local? You live in Londinium then? Were you part of that big fight earlier?
Stop with the guesses. We haven't worked up the mutual trust yet. Dublin and the Sarkats fighting each other doesn't prove anything. Them bickering doesn't mean we should fall down on either side. Londinium's veins. What did you say? We've made it inside of Londinium. How can you tell? These pathways connect to the city outside. They can get us past the Sarkaz guards and inside the city. How long have we walked? 20 minutes? I reckon we're right underneath a certain key facility in Sudan right now. The facility isn't far from the walls, and it's a key hub. From here, you can get to many places in the city. Rail tracks. Just another kilometer or two ahead, and there'll be a train station above us. I like how he's just like, she knows what she's talking about. I think she might be from here. There goes my plan of surprise for taking them down here. Whoopsies. You know Londinium well. You used to live here? I'm a local too. No wonder. I was about to say your hammer feels especially familiar. Feline lady. You're a feline, right?
I mean, technically. And his clothes? He looks like he's a construction worker. And also maybe a fighter. Based on the bandage around his arm. Like, the arm wrapping makes me think he's like a part of Street Fighter.
Whatever you are, that's what I am.
Yes, hi, almost at 100.
I'm really gonna regret this if you guys are actually Sarkaz spies, aren't I?
Don't hurt the doctor! He can't hurt me. It's too late to regret anything. It's too late to regret anything.
Huh? When did you take over the drone? You're holding it in your bare hands? I could detonate the drone bomb right now, you know.
Well, I'm built different. I have no fear. I can hold on to the drone bomb with my bare hands as one do. Because I am cool like that. You want to see me eat instant noodles whilst boiling hot, sir? To assert dominance? You don't have a remote. This drone isn't even finished. All I can do is fly.
Erg, this is bad. When did you figure it out? When I was talking to you? Or when I led you down the underground passage? Maybe even before that? Hold on, you didn't. You couldn't have figured it all out way back when I captured you? That this drone poses no threat? And you let me drag you all the way down here?
I had to get a feel of your intentions. You think my friends here didn't know? They are geniuses.
If I had a thought for a second you were going to hurt the doctor, my hammer would have cracked your skull before your hand could even touch the remote.
You know, you really should have picked someone dumber for your hostage, like this punk who only knows to speak with her fists. She might have fallen for your trick.
You think he could come anywhere close?
So the signal jammer I brought along isn't gonna come in handy? Mr. Local, I think it's about time we put an end to this charade. No more testing each other. We may not face enemy cannon fire, but there's still a threat to the both of us out there. Haven't we proven ourselves? We've had many opportunities to take you down from the moment we met. Suppose we were actually spies sent here by the Sarkas. We've already figured out the size of things here, so why waste any more time talking to you? The only reason that the doctor was playing the hostage here, and that we willingly followed you into this passageway, is because we believe you mean no harm. So shouldn't you put your trust in us more and tell us what your goal is?
That sounds very convincing. I mean, you could say I'm your hostage now. Rock, come on out.
Oh, I finally get to meet her. Hello, Rock. Hey girl, I have your outfit. As in, I have an outfit for you from the shop that I bought. Drones? So many? With that formation, they're aiming at us, aren't they? They could shoot us full of holes.
Rock, stop it. It doesn't matter if they spot you or your drones. Considering your strength, I wouldn't be able to get out alive. If we came to blows.
If you knew that, maybe you shouldn't have brought me along to play your stupid games.
Fine, you're right. Hey, hooded friend. Can you give Rock 17 back? The drone in your hand there. It's only half done. If you break it, Rock is going to be livid. Phew, well, pleased to make your acquaintance. I'm Faced. This is Rock, my partner. We belong to the Londinium Citizens Self-Salvation Corps.
I mean, I wouldn't be too sure about his intentions, but if he's a civilian, he must be decent, I'd hope, anyways.
How many places do you think there are in Londinium that our eyes cannot reach? Countless many. There are thousands of old factories in the city. Roughly 4 in 10 are abandoned. The remaining 60% are still operational. Most of the factories are still running are built on the sites of even older factories. The factory buildings might as well be labyrinths filled with centuries worth of industrial waste.
Wow, that's a lot of factories not working. 40% is so much.
As many factories as there are. There's even more slums hidden away between the factory buildings. Not even the top echelons of the city's defense force can say how many there are living in the civilian, industrial, and old logistics districts. Sometimes, I even think this place isn't so different from Casdell. The more colorful outer shell is the main difference. That, and they bury the rotten parts deeper inside to keep the stench from suffocating the distinguished elite. Trying to fish out a group of troublemakers out of the Casdell slums in 3 days is like trying to rob a group of Lateran envoys covered by the apostolic knights on your own. Not an easy task. It is still built atop the foundation that we are all born in Kazdel, Londinium. Who dares to claim to know Londinium so well? How long did it take us to defeat the Parliamentary Guard to take command of 70% of the city's defense forces? Less than a week. How long did it take us to hang the aristocrats that took the lead in the opposition and defeat the hooligans that spent great sums to hire dozens of times until they all finally fell in line? A month and a half. Yet, we are now months into our tug of war with the so-called rebels here in the Sudean streets and alleys. In just half a year, we seized nearly every borough of Londinium. Every borough except this one, a half-abandoned industrial district. From the south all the way to the north, it surrounds the mountains and Londinium Center and connects to the rarely visited old logistics districts. This is where the history of Londinium begins. So the history books claim. I know that there must be at least one king, perhaps even several, who are dissatisfied with my progress. You mentioned that they wanted to completely seal off this ward. They are far too easily offended. As soon as command here falls into their hands, they will build a new wall between Sudean and the other wards with the bodies of the Londiniers. At the very least, the regent supports you. No. It is I who must do everything I can to support the general. The court does not understand the general's pain. They do not understand how fragile the current balance is. Do you know I insisted on activating only the secondary defense cannons? If I activate the primary cannons right now, will the dukes out there march right inside? Suppose we proceed to slaughter all the people of Londinium. Will that once again stir disloyalty among the nobles in the city and the soldiers who joined us, causing them to turn their swords against us and fight to the bitter end? Suppose we completely abandon this industrial district. How much longer will the general's plans be delayed without the trains carrying materials to the shard every day? The Lord's pride prevented them from casting their ancient skulls downward to see these foreign cities. In my opinion, if we are to control all of Londinium, the most difficult battle we must fight, is right before our eyes.
You know that is pretty cute though. How the Sancta have their hive mind with their halos, and that the Sarkas have a similar thing with the King of Fiends. That shows how unified they are. It's adorable.
The Sarkas calls us the rebels. We've got no complaints in that department. If the only way to save ourselves is by standing up against them, then even the most ordinary of Londiniers will take up arms.
No, man, when it comes to like the hive mind stuffs, it's kind of... The thing that would be sad though is for like, you know, our sea folk peoples. And when they hear the voice of the ocean, they get nightmares, some of them. Then that's the sad one when it comes to like the whole empathy thing.
Do you know what's happening in the other wards? Can't be better than here. All of us either work for the Sarkas or die. We've been getting bits and pieces of news from up north. From what I've heard, the Sarkas army there is much more cruel. Vina, does it mean Bayard and the rest who stayed behind?
Calm down. How am I supposed to be calm? It's been 5 years. 5 years. I don't even know if they're still...
We'll find them. Soon we'll find each of them, one by one. Okay, Vina, I trust you. No matter where they are, no matter if they're alive or...
Never mind. I won't get so gloomy in front of everyone.
Ladies, as long as your friends are still alive, we should have a way to get in touch with them. You operate outside of Sudean too? We can get anywhere in Londinium, even outside the city. For each of us they take away, 10 more join our ranks. Rock is a born and bred Sudean girl. She's one of our most senior fighters. She knows better than the rest of us how our team grew, bit by bit.
Seeing as how you're leading the team now, we might have been adding to our ranks a little too quickly.
Who do you think led you to 11 victories, Lieutenant?
All we did was lead people underground. How does it count as a victory?
Managing to live another day under the Sarkaz's noses, all while we get to keep operating in the dark, I'd call that a win. It's just as you saw, the Sarkaz haven't taken complete control of Sudan yet. The terrain and flow of people here are so chaotic that if the Sarkaz really are trying to take control of every inch, then they must really have underestimated the place. And besides, this is where that last Londinium Defense Force squad fought the Sarkaz.
Looks like they lost too.
They fought and they lost. The battle was over quick, way too quick. Before any of us could react, the Sarkaz were already standing atop the walls. It's all because of the traitors. They brought out our elite squads. They bought out our elite squads. Miss, were you in the military?
No, I wasn't. I was, a local, like them.
Alright, a local. I know the military had its share of traitors, plenty of them even. The traitors and some of the aristocrats defected to the Sarkaz with much of the defense force. Outside Sudan, you might still find Londinium forces patrolling the streets, but their commanding officers are all regulars at Sarkaz Sarays now.
What about the last squad that fought here?
They held out to the bitter end. Each of them paid a dear, terrible price. I don't know how many of them survived, but I think, having experienced a hopeless fight like that, even if they made it out alive, their hearts must ache whenever they look at Londinium's walls.
Man, going back home and finding, my place packed full of, invaders, I'd feel sad.
Don't be so alarmed. Keep your head up. Take your hand off the crossbow and relax a little. The residents here are used to seeing all kinds of people. They won't help us, but as long as they don't feel like their lives are in danger, they won't follow Dublin or the Sarkaz's orders. Life under the enemy's watchful eyes. I can't imagine that going well. I can't imagine going through that. Do you know how they used to think of us? I haven't thought about it. I never did either. Lieutenant? Alright, stop calling me Lieutenant. I'm Horn here. And there are way too many lieutenants running around of all different factions. Right, Horn. Where are we going? To regroup with my companions first. The Sarkaz patrol will pass by the area in 5 minutes. We'll split into 2 teams and follow the rail tracks east separately. After 350 meters, you'll see an iron staircase leading up. If you hear 5 metallic knocks, come on up. 3 stay put. 2 disband immediately. You might think the abandoned factories there look familiar. Don't be surprised. It's Dublin's stronghold. Isn't that a little dangerous? With Dublin occupying the area, the Sarkaz don't go there often. Want to try your hand at hide-seek? You're welcome to join in on the fun. So, are you really just a normal business?
Just like you're a normal engineer.
Haha, that's putting it simply. Now that the Sarkaz are in charge of Londinium, who am I to doubt your excuses? You're security personnel working for a medical corporation, right? Let's see, a team with a total of 17 people. All of you are outfitted with military-grade equipment and you work well with each other. You even have these half-decent drones.
Half-decent? Oof. Oh man, he's offended closure. What do you mean half-decent? You can't talk about my work like that.
Settle down. I didn't get a good look at them up there. Maybe you can show them to me another time?
The Sarkaz blew them all up. Just thinking about it makes my heart ache.
Why don't you try fixing them? You should have a couple wrecked drones left, right? How about I take a look at them for you? I have all the tools we need. Closure. I did manage to snatch 2.
Those drones are Rhodes Island technology. You have to work with us first before we can share it.
Whoa, someone's cautious. Doctor. What kind of doctor are you anyway? Never mind. We'll talk about it another time. I'm in no rush. That aside, how did you make it to Londinium in the first place? I've told you plenty about the city situation. If we're working with each other, why don't you tell me something about the outside?
It was a long journey.
I know you already fought Dublin.
You've eyes outside the city?
Courteous lady, we've talked about this. We're sharing information with each other.
Okay. Taking us back a bit, we did have a run-in with Dublin outside Londinium.
Ooh, time to fight!
I wonder how he would react to like a lot of the other people inside of our Rhodes Island. Like a certain medical operator by the name of Gaviel. I mean, Gaviel's cool. I bet she would be intimidating to some people. But that just makes her awesome. And I put him here. This is fine so far. This is kind of cute. Look at those guys trying to walk around menacingly. No, I gotta give Thorns a friend. He needs a buddy. Oh, there's a thing up there. You know, I should probably do that. And, you know what? I'll have her do this over here. Since he's by himself. You know, I'll put her here for now. Oh, you know, having a healer would be nice. Giving him a friend that can heal would be wonderful. There you go, my boy. Have a nice friend. And Chen, do a thing, please. Thank you, Chen. Keep us all nice and healthy. Oh, hello, hello. Who am I currently building? No one in particular right now. I'm just gathering a bunch of stuff. And a lot of those materials that I can use to trade in my base for some more gacha funds. I love my orandums. And the more the merrier. Oof. Hey, you know, I'll put a friend over here. This point, a friend on this side is good too. Go, go, go. This is fine. Good job, team.
Mission accomplished.
Yay. What stages am I farming right now? I'm mainly farming the one with the red certificates. I'm trying to buy those 600 ticket people. Or the 600 ticket person, that cute the cute person with white hair. 10:20 a.m. overcast. 527 kilometers outside of Londinium. Operation platform of an abandoned mine. Docking complete. Nothing out of the ordinary. Phew. Maybe you should take a break now. Or are you going to start? Quiet. Peculiar looking elder.
Dame Kelsey, it's been a while.
this rotten smell?
A vampire. In a doctor's gown, too. How strange.
Hiss!
Retract your fangs. Not even the oldest red eyes dare to approach my flesh. They are cowards at all, and fear my seething anger could cause their fangs to rot.
Kelsey, how many Sarkas are there who could cause me to lose my composure even for a moment?
There's at least one, right in front of you.
It's been a long time since I last saw an old Sarkas hero walking Terra. I presume there must be a reason that you are gracing these barren lands with your presence, King of Nosh Zerer.
You could say I'm here to visit an old friend.
We've met twice.
You looked very different the first time. As for the second time,
I saw someone outside the ship on the day of her accident. So that really was you. I thought the Noch Zerer court had already made its choice when it turned a blind eye to the assassination of that despicable.
Be it then or now, the Noch Zerer have only ever had one choice. We are Sarkas. We are loyal to the Sarkas, not to the throne or the crown, much less ancient witchcraft. For the past few centuries, I have feasted on the flesh and blood of countless enemies, and I have witnessed the fall of several Sarkas heroes. Some of them died, but
Yes? Is it working again? I saw Obius one in the red, and I was confused because I see that there's still internet. I think it's working again. I assume it's all good. Okay, it's all good then.
as such, I am here because I seek an answer. Tell me, what killed the last pure-blooded Wendigo?
He wants to know about our buddy. Oof.
Answer me, dame.
Kelsey, hurry up and get Monster out. He's going to strike. The landship is right there. We can't just...
Hear me. Nochzera King. I will not fight you here. Bojokusti has departed the cage that had confined him for his entire life. I will not tarnish his last wish with pointless violence. Is this your way of commemorating a Sarkas hero by running away so loathsomely? I am not running away. I gave you the answer you wanted, just like when the Wendigo wanted a fight in place of answers. I will say it again. Nochzera King. I refuse to fight you here. You feed on the flesh of your enemies and swallow their cries and regrets to fuel your next battle. Yet we are not enemies. There were times when we fought alongside each other, and there were also times when we had to raise swords against each other over differing opinions. Likewise, this applies to Rhodes Island and Bojokusti when he sided with Reunion. Just as you witnessed her passing, I witnessed the return of a Wendigo soul to Kazdel. You say you're his witness. I am. And he chose you himself? In his final moments, Bojokusti wanted a fitting opponent and a friend to talk to. Ha! Ha 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 ha! Very well, I accept your answer. Now, you show yourself, Confessarius. Had I moved to strike, even if the black monster did not come out, you would have raised your blade against me. Even I would have to dodge the blade of a Confessarius. That is, if you can unsheath your blade. You know, I have known your kind for centuries. On the contrary, I am surprised that you joined this side, the side of that outblood successor. Can you carry the burden of your disobedience? It doesn't matter whether I can or cannot. Since the moment I was born, I have carried these sins. Exactly. You fascinate me more than the masked one in Londinium. And the great Banshee, the young one, is he not here? He is young in years, but his mother taught him well. If he were here, your odds would be a fair bit higher. Your anger has quelled, Nobunaga King.
Who's the Banshee boy? To me, he fine. The peculiar-looking elder, this king. Like, eating the flesh and blood of enemies, that's not too weird to me, just because I know that some places believe in that kind of thing too. Like back in the past, I know that some people did that kind of thing to gain your enemy's powers. Yeah, that is a thing that some people do. So it's not too weird to me. Plus, also, I think that's kind of nice how he's not letting anything go to waste. Like, I destroyed you, might as well eat you. It's like, ah, yes, thank you for the meal and the power.
That does not mean I do not wish to kill you. Let me ask you. Let me ask you. Is a ship built atop the remnants of a colossal artifact still the field base of the Sarkas king in exile? We never once called ourselves that. Not even when she was still alive. You still won't admit it, even though the Outblood successor has now led her forces to Londinium. Amiya knows her role. We didn't want a war to break out before our eyes. There should be no more needless sacrifices. Both Victorians and Sarkas have shed more than enough blood already. Poppycock! A hapless child who dares not call herself king presumes to save the Sarkas. I would never presume to persuade the king of a Sarkas court. At least you know your place, then. It takes far more than your debate skills to win the approval of the courts. The Outblood successor will face a challenge in that iron fortress unlike any before. Is that why you allowed Amiya into Londinium? The Nobunaga take their nutrients from war. Failure brings nothing but unproductive decay. It seems you still have your doubts about whether the military's commission's resolution will truly bring victory to the Sarkas. Nonsense!
What do I think of his design? I think of his design as being accurate to his name right now. Peculiar-looking elder. Very peculiar, sir. I do like your staff. That's a nice-looking staff, sir. Alerted growl.
Not now, monster. Nobunaga King, I'm not doubting the leadership of the Sarkas army. Just as you said, I'm here to talk to you as an old friend. Thanks to the Victorian dukes, Londinium is now an impenetrable fortress. Yet Teresis is still able to summon the kings to the city. This tells us that you and your army are guarding the passages into Londinium, yet you did not stop our infiltration. You had the opportunity to kill me and destroy Rhodes Island, but you didn't. And that's because of Amiya. Heh. How would I know whether it is rebirth or destruction she will wreak, unless I get to see her wear that black crown with my own eyes? You will. She will surpass what any of us could ever imagine. Let's put an end to our friendly conversation. An eternally young dame, a free-willed vampire, and a confessorius who left her kind. We shall meet again in Londinium.
He's like, look at this motley crew. I like how Rhodes Island is a melting pot. Reminds me of here. Melting pots are nice.
Phew. He's gone, Kelsey.
Truth be told, that really got my blood pumping. I've lived for a few centuries now, but there's still a lot of things I haven't finished. Am I excited to meet him as an enemy? A little bit, just because it's gonna be eat or be eaten when fighting him. And I'm kinda into that. Like, sir, you want to feast upon my flesh and take my powers? No, 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 I will beat you and I will bite you.
In his eyes, the real battlefield lies elsewhere. That's the only reason he let Rhodes Island be.
And I was just saying, I don't want to go back to Casdell. Even if I don't go looking for trouble, trouble's knocking on my door. Kelsey, we can't let something like this happen again. Otherwise, I'm not sure I can guarantee Rhodes Island's safety. We could be in trouble the second you two leave the ship.
It's time for us to depart. Shining, what's your decision? Doctor, Liz and I are ready. We can leave at a moment's notice. I noticed that you did not deny the Nochzera King's accusations. There is no point in denying it. For the past 3 years, life aboard Rhodes Island has been peaceful. Neither Liz nor I could have asked for more. It is time to say our goodbyes then. Doctor, you know very well that if we continue our journey together, both you and Amia will be in much more danger. However, if Rhodes Island needs us, we will remain.
I'm glad that the old man let Amia through. 'Cause he's curious about her. Understandable.
Sir, defensive cannon S309 has been activated.
You know, I like the Confessarius guard's design. He looks super edgy. He kind of looks like a lich, and I like that. I'm into that.
Looks like Manfred has made some progress. Should we report this to the Regent? No need. All of this is according to His Majesty's plans. Manfred still needs more concrete achievements if he is trying to earn the court's trust. Capturing some fighters is far from enough. Activating the secondary cannons is the first step. Tell him that His Majesty needs not one, or even several unimportant plates. Should it be necessary, we can abandon even the entire district. What's the matter? Stay still.
Yeah, the Confessarius designs are nice. Like, in general, they remind me of liches, and I like that.
The enemy, here? Stay still, if you want to keep your head. What an unexpected guest. You don't seem very surprised. Let me put it another way. We've been waiting for your arrival. The ship is stopped somewhere in the barren land outside Londinium, and I thought you would only have just made it to the walls.
Whoever this is, I like the purple horns.
Nonetheless, this is hardly surprising. Assassins are always on the move, no? You talk too much. I have you to thank for giving me the opportunity then. If you want to kill me, why not just do it? Your control of the shadow is so masterful that not even I could notice you immediately. And your breathing. It seems you did not neglect the techniques you learned from His Majesty after leaving his side. You'll be happy to know that. Shut up. Letting your emotions get the better of you is unbecoming of an assassin.
Do I remember the name Ascalon? No.
Nope, nope, nope. How nimble. You're tougher than the others, sure enough. Is that why you didn't strike first? The life of a Confessarius is not worth taking if it means trading your own. I see. You have yet to see His Majesty since you've entered the city. The shadow shows no sign of change. It does not move, much less much less answer. The Confessarius gazes past the swath of emptiness to the window and beyond. There's nothing but another swath of emptiness there.
A golden ray of light flutters from his motionless hand toward the faint sunlight outside the window.
When you reach the throne, you might meet much more than just His Majesty.
Also, names are one of my weaknesses. I recognize designs more. Heck, I don't even know most of my coworkers' names, as terrible as it sounds. Like, if I don't need to say a name, I avoid saying it. Just like, hi, hey, you. I told, like, I know you, but I don't remember your name. Hey, buddy.
I look forward to seeing the look on your face, Ascalon.
Oh, so that's Ascalon then.
So, they have arrived. Yes, Your Majesty. Our leader has already met one of them in the legislature. Inform Manfred. We must find out who's among them. The young general should have already met with our messenger, but he can handle this matter. We understand your trust in Manfred, Your Majesty, but I must emphasize that he is busy dealing with the rebels on all sides. Judging by the results, it seems he did not immediately detect Rhodes Island's approach. Tell me the candidates. The kings have shown keen interest in the fake for some time now, aside from the two who've already begun their moves. The Sanguine Arc has also grown tired of superfluous social engagements with the city's nobles. He is happy to head to Sudayan to Manfred's aid. Remind him that should he ever find the Sarkaz King and Misaki Nobunaga, bring them to me at once.
Oh, I'm gonna be a hostage again?
What of the dame, of course. The Zera King will keep an eye on her, but we must be prepared too.
What do I think about how they call her fake? It's because she's not a Sarkaz. Unfortunately. Like, heck, when I think about, like, a lot of history stuffs or history videos of how back then a lot of royalty want to keep the bloodline pure. I can see why they probably say that kind of stuff about her, but nah, she legit, she was chosen, she's a chosen one, literally.
Let the vampires deal with her as they see fit. Very well, Your Majesty. I'm sure the Prince of Blood will be elated.
I love that edgy title.
The Prince of Blood. On another note, our leader would like to know if you would have us arrange more guards to secure your surroundings. No need. If anyone wishes to call on me, let them come. There's one more thing. Suppose she wants to meet with that group. Should we interfere? Let her go. In that case, what if she meets her old friends from Rhodes Island? Would that be a risk? You remind me now that the witchcraft of the Confessari is unreliable. My apologies. Please do not be angered. Just as you saw, her ideas and actions represent the Sarkaz will. This will should be more than capable of defeating any lingering emotions of the past. Yet the Confessari exists to extinguish any lurking problems. Our leader must consider all possibilities.
What do they do to, quote-unquote, her? Which I'm assuming is Teresa.
No need. A puppet locked inside a cage cannot lead the Sarkaz on the battlefield. Tell the Confessari that I will say this only once. Do not ever insult Teresa again with these excuses, and do not ever insult me again.
Teresa's the edgy bro.
We should be nearly there.
Got a signal.
What does it mean? Huh? An emergency meeting? Was there some kind of emergency? Rock, we have to get back.
What about them?
The commander's order is to bring them to this position, but she wouldn't have time to see them now. Leave them here. That's a bit of a waste of time, isn't it? How about this? I will bring them to the commander. No. Huh?
We still can't be sure these outsiders are the ones they're looking for.
Who else could they be? That's for the commander and the captain to decide.
You've already taken a big risk by bringing them to the tunnel without permission and leading them this far.
I've already tested them.
You're quite smart, I'll admit, but you trust others too easily. Do I think every action Teresa decides to make would be surprising to me? Pretty much. I don't know her. I might have known her in the past as a doctor, but as I lost my memories, I only know of what I've heard of her, not exactly her. It's the I don't know you meme. Take a closer look at your new friends, especially the one who's also into drones. Huh? Who? Me? She's a sarcas. Yeah, I'm a sarcas. What's the matter? Well, I am not the only sarcas here. There. Huh? Amia? Right, Miss Rock Rock. They are sarcas, and they are also our trusted friends. We are not like the sarcas who took over your home up there.
Whether they're the same is not for you to decide. What's that supposed to mean? You should have told us sooner if you weren't keen on working with us. We wouldn't have squirmed around in these dark tunnels for so long. You're locals. If you want to stay, I will welcome you like I welcome all my brothers in arms. But I can't trust them so easily. Ugh. It doesn't matter what you say. We live together, we die together.
We're all Rhodes Island operators. All of them are equally trustworthy. We are all Rhodes Island operators. We stick together. We are a crew. Rock Rock is just being racist. Like, I don't even consider that cautious. That's just racist. Cautious would be saying that to all of us. Racist is singling those out. Those who are sarcas out. It's just as the doctor said. Miss Rock Rock, we've already exchanged plenty of intelligence. If you still want to afford us the most basic trust, I don't think we should force ourselves to keep walking this tunnel together. Mr. Feist, on behalf of Rhodes Island, thank you for assisting us earlier. We will leave you and find our own way out.
Wait. That's not what Rock Rock meant.
I know. I can see where Miss Rock Rock is coming from and how she feels. Resentment always has a root cause, and I definitely won't blame her for this. Rhodes Island has faced similar problems both before and now. Whether the suspicion and distrust arose because we are infected or because we stand with the sarcas, it's all one and the same to us. We will prove Rhodes Island's position with our actions, but I hope you can understand that we won't stand side by side next to someone who looks at us with such a disdainful gaze. I respect you, Amiya.
Well said, courteous. You're a fine leader, but that's not going to change my position. I am responsible for my brothers and sisters in arms too. Feist, Captain Feist, I'm going now. Send the word out and have everyone get ready. If you've really thought it through, take these people to the commander. She will make the final decision, and whatever her orders are, I will follow them. Rock Rock.
Amiya, did I say something wrong? Our relationship didn't break down because of me, right? No closure. Whether or not we are friends is for Mr. Face to decide.
Come. My Rhodes Island friends, I sure hope my judgment is correct. Otherwise, my lieutenant definitely won't forgive me, and I won't be able to show my face in front of our commander again.
Very well, Mr. Feist. We'll follow you. It's a good thing that I want to meet your commander too. Gosh darn it, Rock Rock. I bought you that cute outfit. But I want to bonk you. Nah, he's not too trusting. He kept me as a hostage. And he would have kept the shtick up. Unless I called him out for that. But Face seems more open-minded, which I appreciate. 186th day since making it back to Londinium. 3 more men joined us today. 2 of them are seriously hurt. Only Robin is still able to fight. In just this area, there is still at least 70 men in the enemy's hands. With all of Londinium fallen, there is no telling how many soldiers have been captured. I don't know whether they are still alive, and I certainly don't know whether I should hope that they are still alive. Every day, someone who fought so hard to live leaves us forever. I try to remember the names of each and every one of them, but the truth is that by the time I meet these men, most of them can no longer speak. I wish even just one more pair of eyes could have heard their voices, and I wish there could be someone here to hear my voice. I hope you will one day see these records. I hope your mission outside is successful. I hope you won't be back in Londinium so soon.
Horn, we've got the new hand settled in. Thanks, Blake. Don't give them any missions just yet. Let them rest a couple of days. Horn, I don't need time to settle in. I can go out there and fight whenever. Fine. Blake, assign Robin to the 4th. He'll join the next shift as a scout. Roger that, Horn. Perfect timing. Dublin activity has been on the rise. We needed more men. The 3rd still isn't back. Robin, you should stay here and get some rest. I can do something else. I suggest you come over here and sit down. We still have an hour at most. Don't waste it. All right. And I understand how you feel. You want to go out there and fight, right? The battle this morning wasn't enough to state your hunger. Right. My hand is still trembling. He wants me to hold my crossbow for a while longer. Robin, remember one thing. We are here not because we have to kill a few more Dublin soldiers or Sarkaz. Our top priority is to survive. After that, it's to make as many of us survive as possible. Horn, Robin, don't give in to your bloodlust. I understand. Good. Now get some rest. What is that you're holding? A notepad. It's just some random scribblings. Pay it no mind. You mentioned that you worked alone for a very long time. No wonder you have that kind of habit. Haha. Maybe it's because I've been a captain for too long. It felt like something was missing when I had no one to give orders to. Thankfully, Blake and the lads stole this pen from the Dublin forces. Otherwise, I'd have to carve everything out letter by letter in the sewers. Have you really done that before? Go take a look at the sewers all the way at the edge of the city. You might just find my magnum opus, Victoria: A Brief History, personally carved by my own hand. How long did that take you? I'm just pulling your leg. Let's save the chit-chat for another time. Dublin could be here at any moment. I'll get some sleep. You should too. General, Dublin's feeling caster is here. She wants to see you. Is she alone? Yes, she didn't bring anyone else. Let her through.
I mean, Corin was writing lots of notes, so she probably did carve some stuff in the wall, honestly. But it's probably not a history thing, it's her diary.
General, her arts are hard to defend against. So it's your opinion that I can't handle her Originium arts? No, that is absolutely not what I meant, General. Just like General Teresis. You have my utmost respect as a warrior. Then go back to where you belong. Yes, General. Holderer, stay here. I'm sure you're already prepared, having met with the Confessorius messenger. I have a job for you. You want me to find the people from the ship? You've worked with him before. I am a mercenary. Mercenaries never remember who we work with, not unless their heads are worth a lot. Surely, it must be easily to deal with old friends, no? Maybe. The Babel assassin has already made it to the city center. It's Confessori's job to fend her off. As for the others, Holderer, why don't you take a guess at who they have? The mercenaries in the city still haven't found any traces of any one of them. They will make their move sooner or later. For the past 6 months, our eyes in Victoria have been keeping a close eye on that ship. Yet they were always one step ahead of us, to the point where they all came all the way to Londinia without any of us noticing. Why do you think that's the case? There's only one possibility. There's someone working for them in Londinium. Someone working for them, an agent. They must have planted this sleeper agent years ago. And this agent must be of some standing too. Otherwise, there is no way they could have escaped our watchful eyes. Makes sense. My impression is that the Dame Doctor's methods can be unorthodox. Holderer, look into the backgrounds of all the rebels we captured recently. You think we've already caught them? There must be a reason why the Rhodes Islanders are still loitering nearby.
Oh, if we planted someone. I mean, hey, Holderer. Can I hire you, sir? 1:15 p.m. overcast. Would I be surprised if to see W in Victoria? No, W do what W wanna do. Underground structure, Sudean Borough, Londinium.
Here we are. Who's there? Old Bill, it's me. I'm back. It's you, huh, lad? I just saw Rock. I thought you two left on a mission together. She came back first and she had something to take care of. Who are these folks you have with you? Wait, Sarkaz? Don't! It's very likely they're the ones the commander's been waiting for. I thought she's waiting for her allies. There's no way they could be a bunch of devils.
Get out of here, Bill. Go back to work, Bill.
Bill, give me a break. Where's the commander? I'll see her right now. Think about it. Do you really think there's a chance I would be a traitor? Not one bit. Everyone here treats you like one of their own... treats you like their own baby brother.
What I think of Bill's design? He just looks normal. Like, the face masks he's using right now? That's a popular mask here, so when I stare at him, I'm just like, you just look like a normal dude.
Rock had you guard this place, right? Bring a few more men. You can escort us there. Alright, if you say so.
Like heck, over here, camel colors are pretty popular too. So minus, let's say, actually no, not even minus the tools. Because I see a lot of construction people, so he looks normal.
As for you lot, don't even think about pulling any funny moves. We are watching you, Sarkaz.
Amiya? I feel a little unwelcome. Like, I've never felt this unwelcomed. I get that sense. It'll be hard for us to work together. Yeah, it's gonna be hard for us to work together, unfortunately.
Sorry. They aren't usually like this. It's just, they're a little sensitive about how some of you look. Things will be much better once our commander talks some sense into them. Come with me. They're having a meeting up ahead.
Like, luckily, I've never faced this kind of thing. If anything, it's more like people being like, oh, hello there, little Asian girl. And I'm like, ew, stop it. Don't be creepy. Come on, don't do this, dude. Like, I've had those kind of encounters, but not this kind of encounter. Angry young male voice.
Did you not hear that? They blew the port up with the defensive cannons. We can't stay here any longer. It's too risky.
Calm, middle-aged female voice. But if we leave Sudayan, it won't be easy for us to come back and to help the people here.
I want to help them too. You think I don't want to? But do you know where our people are locked up? Are our men supposed to search house by house in front of the Sarkaz?
Face and Rock have been searching for information.
They're too slow. The situation has changed. The Sarkaz could blow this hideout to smithereens at any moment. All of our hard work gone.
The hideout is dead. Those people are alive.
That's awfully easy for you to say. It's not like it was you business folks who built this place from scratch, bit by bit.
Seems like they're in a bit of a row. Did we come at a bad time?
Don't worry, the commander won't mind. Most folks here come from very different backgrounds. They may not agree with each other sometimes, but all of us stand together. Besides, no matter how out of hand their feud gets, as long as the commander is here, we'll find a solution in the end.
Seems you really trust her. Is she really that amazing? You know, seems you really trust her. Man, I'm half expecting the commander they follow to be Horn.
She rescued most of us. If it wasn't for our commander, we would long have died by the hands of the Sarkaz or Dublin. Just like Rock, her pa was beaten to death by the mercenaries because he wasn't willing to sell the defense force out.
Never mind, it's not Horn then. Based on that description?
As for me, I didn't want to work for the Sarkaz, so me and a few co-workers ran all the way here from Highbury. We almost died of hunger in the tunnels. In the end, it was the commander who found us.
The commander seems cool, based on the way Faced is describing her.
She was the one who pulled each of us up from our hopelessness and united us. All of us look up to her, and we trust that she will lead us through each and every hopeless situation we'll come across. Commander, help me out! We should get out of here right now, right?
Commander, I suggest we start a rescue operation right away.
Commander!
Harmo, Tyrell, calm down, both of you. Time is of the essence. There's no time for infighting.
That voice... Vina, what's the matter? No, nothing. I might have just misheard.
Mr. Faced, is the one who last spoke your commander? He sounds very young.
Surprising, isn't it? When I first met her, I thought the exact same thing. Do you remember how I figured out you were the leader the moment I saw you, Courteous Lady? Soon you'll know how I knew. Come, let's meet our commander.
It's like, ah yes, the youngest looking one. That must be the leader. Clearly. I like that logic of Faced. He's like, our leader's young. The leader from their side must be young too. Ooh, is she a unicorn? I know how you feel, everyone, but there's one point I think requires no discussion. We will save our brothers and sisters in arms. If we let our enemies hurt our warriors, who would be willing to fight alongside us? If we let our enemies take our friends away, who would be willing to offer us a helping hand? We are the Londinium Citizens Self-Salvation Corps. We must save Londinium, but before that, we need to save each and every one of our living friends. Her hands are slender and delicate, fragile even, yet it seems to have enough power to quell the anger and anxiety that is about to boil over. Oh, she's probably like a mix between like a feline and an oni. You know, that makes sense too. That would have been cute if she was a unicorn. I mean, she looks like a unicorn, which is adorable. And aw, that's even... That's actually super cute though if she is a mix between a feline and an oni. That sounds like a cute couple. The meeting room falls into silence. Those in attendance naturally cast their eyes on their commander. It is as though none of them have ever doubted whether her narrow shoulders could bear their heavy hope. The scene is somewhat familiar. Most of the Rhodes Island operators feel this way. They all turn their gazes toward the courteous who stands in front of them.
I think I know what face means now.
Eh? They really are kind of alike, right? I agree. Not really. You know, they're both cute. They're both cute commanders, I agree. For that reasoning. I haven't seen her enough to know, though, how closely she is like Amiya, but they both cute. In terms of how responsible they are, yes, in that case. Everyone, quiet down. Let's not interrupt their meeting. Ooh, I really like her dress. I want a dress like that. That's a nice outfit. Looks like we have a few new friends to greet before we discuss the concrete rescue plan. Faced, bring them here.
Yes, Commander.
Well met, Rhodes Island. I've been looking forward to your arrival. I'm Clovicia, the commander of the Londinium Citizens Self-Salvation Corps. Nice to meet you, ma'am.
General, the commander of Dublin is here. Madame Mandragora.
General Manfred.
I trust you're here because you have something important to discuss.
You stole everything and you still put up this act. Are you really a sarcasm? You don't seem to be so. I mean, they don't seem to be so tricky like you. Whose side am I on in this friendly meeting? Neither. I don't like either of them right now. When it comes to Manfred and Mandragora.
Madame Mandragora, your words right just now could be taken as an insult to the sarcasm.
Whatever you say. I'm here to apologize anyway.
Oh, you have an apology?
My men had a little misunderstanding with your people down at the port.
Misunderstanding?
I'm here because I wanted to make sure the cooperation between us still stands.
Madam, let me remind you again. There are no concrete terms that we must follow for our cooperation to continue. Dublin will not interfere with the sarcasm operations in Londinium. In exchange, we will allow you to remain in a demarcated area here. You can take that as a tacit understanding between the two of us.
You told me, yes. And I haven't forgotten.
Right, and it doesn't matter if you have. We will consider the ruckus earlier a reminder.
Thank you.
Don't be so quick to thank me. The sarcasms are not as forgetful as you.
What do you want me to do then? Do you want my life? If that's really what you want.
If that's what I actually wanted, you would not have made it here. And you wouldn't have taken to the steps of Westhalig those months ago either. What we want to see is a bit of sincerity from Dublin. And not the kind of sincerity where you snatch a few Victorian soldiers from us or kidnap a couple Londinium citizens who escaped. It's about time that we actually cooperate.
I'm surprised how Mandragora wasn't, like, being super bratty during that meeting.
Horn. What's wrong? I didn't want to bother you, but Sally... He's not going to last much longer. His leg is so swollen that you can't even squeeze any more pus out.
Oh no. It has to be amputated.
Is the third back yet?
Do I feel almost bad for Mandragora during that exchange? No! No pity for her! Gosh darn it. My bestie Janie's bestie. I will never forgive.
No. Things were a mess outside this morning. It might have delayed things for them. How many men do we have? Including the new blood, we have a total of 17 who can fight. The second will stay. High alert. I'll bring 5 men with me and pay the Dublin's borrowed home a little visit. But if you go back, what will you do if you run into Mandragora again? Sally can't wait much longer. He needs medicine. Without painkillers and anti-inflammatories, he won't even make it through the afternoon. Do any of you have anything that's worth money? Old Aiton's been racking his brains, just trying to figure out how to trade for enough food each day. If we don't take it from Dublin, who are we supposed to turn to? The Sarkas? Or do you mean to ask the civilians for help? Have you given it any thought what the enemy will do to them if they offer us anything? Dejection won't buy us our friend's life. Pack it up. Bring any weapons we have. We'll leave immediately. Robin? You said you haven't killed enough of them, right? Lucky you. Your chance is here.
Well, Robin, good for you. You can satiate your bloodlust. There are stairs. No fear from the stairs. I should put her here, because why not? I will put him here. And then... What just happened? Wait! Oh no, the explosion! Oh no, oh no, oh no! Oh, the gauge filled up. Oopsies. Or is that why I did that? No. No. I do not appreciate that. That was horrible. Oh crap, though, that means I gotta get rid of that dude. There's some fear right now. I would say no fear, never feel fear, but no, there's fear. There's lots of fear here. I did not appreciate that. Oh, I hate that with a burning passion. I'm just gonna hope for the best. Everything's gonna go poof in 1 second. Shoot. Well, I should not stand in that zone. You know, that was fine up until the explosions. Yeah, she gotta taunt the cannon later. Gotta put her down sooner. I did not like that. I hated that. That was horrible. I gotta put her down later. Oh man. The thing's gonna do a thing though soon. Which I don't appreciate. No, no, no. Oh, it's still targeting Thorns. I'm sorry, Thorns. I am so sorry, my boy. Gotta bring out Mudrock as soon as I can, though. Later on. And hope for the best. Okay, 7, 8, 9, 35, done. There, that's fine. Eh. Some got through because I wasn't staring too hard at the screen. But you know, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine right now. Oh no! Uh-oh. Yeah, I thought that was gonna be... He was gonna be okay there. I gotta do it again. Or actually, no, I don't have to use Mudrock. I can use someone else's bait. I'll use Monster as bait. I can bring them back. Yeah, now I see I gotta put them up in the right area. Upper right is best right now. Man. I'm having Myrtle be a sacrifice right now. Okay. Put her here for now. Slowly building things up. To the point where I can be somewhat happy. Keyword somewhat. 10. Oh crud, I didn't put him down in time. Oh no, this is gonna be bad again. This is about to hurt. Unless we can get rid of them quickly. Nope, not gonna happen. Oh well. It was nice knowing everyone. Man, I was hoping that Texas would be the good one right now, as in, like, the good sacrifice. But no, she doesn't have the target thingy on her. Or maybe I should start putting the people on this side then instead. For the next run. I thought the upper would be okay, but no. I guess the sacrifice has to be on the other side. Okay. I do not like that cannon that can insta-kill. If only it couldn't insta-kill. That's gonna haunt me. That is the most haunting thing. Okay. No fear, no fear, no fear for now. He would be 4 now. Okay, first person. Man! Never mind, they didn't work out. Four, five, okay, there. And I'll just put her here for now. Whatever, get through that, sir. Nope, everyone's gonna die. Goodbye, world. You know, it's fine to just keep on doing it without using, like, the practice. No need practice. Keep on going. Okay, brute force will win eventually. I just gotta believe in the power of brute force. Eventually saving the day. I just gotta be patient. Okay, get rid of them first. Unfortunately. First round of sacrifices. Okay, there. You know, I'll just have him face up at this point. Da 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 da. Come on, let me bring out Kelsey. Yep, it's fine to bring her out. And then I can bring out my buddy Monster. Oh, except she's gonna go poof, but you know, it's fine. I can if I can bring up Mudrock later, it's all good in the neighborhood. Or actually, I'm sorry, Silver Ash, you're gonna be the sacrifice. Or not. Goodbye, Thorns. Or goodbye, Kelsey. Or wait, now there's hope because of our bestie Mudrock. Yeah, there's still hope. Still some hope. I just gotta keep on bonking. Just keep on bonking. Do not think. Only bonk. No think, only bonk. No think, only bonk. No think, only bonk. Eee. Okay, maybe thinking is good sometimes. Man, that hurt. I just want to hit that one dude. But now it's fine. Phew. Lived. (3:22 p.m. overcast. Underground structure, Sudeanboro, Londinium. I don't think this is a very smart decision. Rock, we don't have enough hands. There are many places above us where people can hide. And we still haven't checked at least a third of Sudan. You know Harm and the gang are getting ready for the move already. In a couple of days, they will be leaving this place, and so will the commander. When that happens, even if our team stays, the chances of rescuing anyone will be slim. That's no reason for them to join us. They aren't joining us. They're cooperating with us. Didn't you hear the commander? They're friends of a friend. We accepted our friend's request and helped them enter Londinium, and they're here now. And if they can help us look for people, they can rest up in our hideout. That's the commander's order. And once they're done resting up, they'll leave this place. I'll escort them to somewhere safe above ground. And that'll be the end of it. Why can't we ask them if they're willing to stay for a short while? It'll just be a small favor. They might not turn us down. You know why. I told you. The commander thinks they can be trusted. There has to be a reason for that, so I'll stop questioning their motives. But I also don't want our men dragged into needless danger. Why do you think what they're doing is dangerous? What do you think they're doing here?
They sneaked into Londinium with a bunch of highly skilled Sarkas, and they're making an enemy of those Sarkas. Faced, we're Victorians. We're used to this. You're talking about the lords fighting day in and day out outside of Londinium. Ever since we were born, they've been fighting amongst themselves to no end. If it wasn't because of all their infighting, our homes wouldn't have become a Sarkas backyard.
Do I understand Rock's worry? Yes and no.
It's tiring enough to take back our homes. The Sarkas want to fight on our lands, and not only is there nothing we can do about it, it has nothing to do with us. But what if they can really stop the Sarkas occupying the city? Maybe you think they're here to snatch the crown, but the way I see it, we have a common enemy. I'm not so confident to think that we can control the situation, not like you. The Sarkas, they're nothing like you think. They're that good at pretending. The day my dad was executed, I spotted a girl in the distance. The executioner called her, Your Majesty. That was when I found out what the King of the Devils actually looked like. You never told me that before. Because I never saw the need to. I'm telling you this now because I want you to know that we can't let ourselves be deceived by looks. Even though the Sarkas woman had a flawless, unblemished appearance, even if she put up a look of pity for an old Londinier worker, totally unknown to her, I will never forget. She's the one who led the Sarkas and killed my father, and countless more Victorians. She's the Lord of Fiends. Miss Amiya?
Mr. Faced, Miss Rock.
That's all I have to say, Captain. I will head above ground and continue our search mission. You should really give what I said some thought. Sorry, Miss Amiya, Doctor. I needed help Harmo tune his equipment, so please excuse me too.
Do I believe what Rock says about Teresa? I mean, this Teresa, sure, because I don't know anything about her. Honestly, she was revived, that's all I know. I don't know what they did to her. They mentioned something about emotions and yada yada, so... If she was brought back by a necromancer, who knows what they did to her? Doctor, the sarcasm Miss Rock mentioned? We don't have enough information yet. Doesn't sound like Teresa's to me. I mean, we don't have enough information yet. It's a white-haired woman with a compassionate look, and the Sarkas called her Your Majesty. Doctor, you might have forgotten, but I will never forget even the tiniest detail about her expression or anything she said to me. You mean? No way. You mean? I know it's impossible, but
Dr. Misaki Nobunaga, from today onwards, you have the permission to access the following files. Some of the information in these files will be of interest to you. Whether it's information about her, or information on the powers that Amiya has inherited.
You talked about this, and you didn't believe me.
At this point in time, trust is meaningless. I can't deny the importance you hold to Amiya, and the thing she needs most in this Londinium operation is your assistance. Doctor, no matter what you two find in Londinium, you have to face it with her, together. I know you can do it.
Not so fast, Amiya. Right. I need to stay calm. I was almost going to chase after Miss Rock to ask her who she was. But that could further fuel her misunderstanding about us. It's okay to have feelings. You're being very hard on yourself already. It's okay to have feelings, Amiya. Plus, you were close to her. I may not remember her, but you do. Yeah. Doctor, I'm feeling better now. You might have heard a little about the past from Dr. Kelsey before we came to Londinium. But there are some things that I haven't had the chance to talk to you about. Actually, for a very long time after that incident, I dreamt about you two a lot. In my dreams, you never talked. You just watched over me in silence. It was like that night out in the Barrens. You held my hand silently, and I could sleep soundly. I was able to feel you. I knew you were asleep, Dr. Misaki. You might have been away for a little while, but you were still there with me still. Amiya. But she's not the same. She told me a lot of things in my dreams. From the fate of every single Sarkaz at Rhodes Island to if I wasn't sleeping well, if it was cold. She warned me a lot about lots of things. It was like she was right there by my side. The more that happened, the more it struck home that she has left us.
Controlled her own will would be more surprising. Probably her own will, since based on what everyone says about her, she seems very kind. And what I wanted the two being controlled, so then that way it's not as, like, you know, scarring to Mia and Kelsey. To me, Teresa, I don't know her, so this is all like fresh. But to them, yeah, it'll be sad. The more that happened, the more it struck home that she has left us. Trust your feelings. You know her better than anyone, Amiya. I can't say stuff. I only have, like, second or third-hand experience of her.
There is so much that she didn't want to leave behind, and so many people and things that she kept thinking about. Us, Dr. Kelsey, Rhodes Island, and the Sarkaz. If she was actually alive, would she not come back to us? The one you're talking about wouldn't do that. This must be a misunderstanding. Did Teresa's do something, maybe? It's a very cruel method. Death is a very serious matter to the Sarkaz, much more so than any other race. The souls of a Sarkaz who passed eventually returns to her whole tribe. It's the greatest comfort to the Sarkaz, after a lifetime of hardship. Doctor, you witnessed the passing of Patriot. It was a matter of dignity and pride. It was the last time a man saw his own fate. The silence of death gave him an answer, and this answer can forgive everything about him. No Sarkaz should ever have that final piece stolen from them. Especially her, who gave everything to the Sarkaz. Doctor, do you remember what I said at the port? I know what emotion has taken hold of Londinium. It's anger. Sarkaz anger. And it's not just me who can hear it. This anger is so strong that all Sarkaz can hear it. Even a Wendigo altar can't give rise to such a strong resonance. It's like someone turned the Sarkaz's centuries-old burning anger into an actual raging fire. If no one puts a stop to it, sooner or later, it will burn through Londinium's skies and spread, burning everything in its path. And that's why we need to get close to it as soon as we can to find out what the source of this fire that's engulfing everything actually is. I'm worried about you, Amiya. Wouldn't you get hurt if you got close? I'm worried about you, Amiya.
What's my feeling on that taboo? Honestly, I personally wouldn't mind being brought back from the dead. That's just me personally, but if it's a taboo to others, then oof. Especially if they're not brought back with their consent. Yeah, that is bad. But me personally, I wouldn't mind.
You can see it, Doctor. Right, emotionally. I'm not like what I was before. The one ready to dive into the fire isn't the leader of Rhodes Island. Probably not the successor they keep talking about either. It's Amiya. This is what I want. It's the answer I'm looking for, as an individual. And it's true. I'm also a little scared. I'm afraid of that answer if I don't want to see Dr. Kelsey and everyone else have their heart shattered. There's you too, Amiya. Yeah, right. There's me too. If it's really her, I don't even want to imagine what that might mean. But this is something I must face. There's no other way forward. I will face it with you. We will walk this path together. I will face it with you, Amiya. I am your emotional support doctor. Thank you, doctor. Just knowing you're here by my side gives me the courage to keep going. I'll go talk to Commander Clovicia now to propose a partnership. Their friends are taken prisoner by the Sarkaz, and they need more manpower to rescue them. We also need their help. Going by our original plan, we should already have rendezvoused with our contact, the messenger lady. We need to figure out whether she's safe or not. She's a friend of the Self-Salvation Corps. Maybe her commander could help us find her. That's not to mention their guidance will make our journey to the Central Londinium much more likely to succeed. Rhodes Island will prove to the Londinium citizens, Self-Salvation Corps, that we are not here for the Sarkaz crown.
Horn, the Dublin forces are acting really strange. They're going that way. I thought Sarkaz troops were guarding that area, though. Dublin would never have to dare to go anywhere close with them around. They must have their reasons. I'll tell them. Isn't that a tad risky? They have 10 times our manpower. And that's why I'm going alone. The rest of you will continue as planned. Look for resources at the stronghold. They've just started relocating. Most likely, they haven't had the time to haul their supplies away too. Be careful out there. You two!
I feel bad for Mia. She really loved Teresa, so it's gonna be extra hard for her if they have to fight. Like, Mia, my bestie.
Hey, get a move on. The commander doesn't want us to waste another second. I know you don't want to be doing this. Who does? Those stinking devils treating us like a bunch of mercenaries. But don't let me see you slacking off. You better not embarrass the commander in front of the Sarkaz. Why aren't you keeping up? M611, respond. What's going on? Don't move. It's you. M601, call for ARG. Don't speak either. ARG. Hand over the comms. Alright, now you can speak. Tell me. What are you helping the Sarkaz with? Like I tell you, you wicked Victorian wolf. Let me think. How did Dublin treat the Victorians who weren't willing to talk? They were hanged on a pulley a dozen meters off the ground, right? Too bad. I don't know how to make stone columns with arts, and I don't have an easy way to send someone so high up. You wouldn't. Wouldn't I? True. If I were as shameless as your commander, watching my people sacrifice themselves in County Hillock one by one wouldn't have bothered me one bit. How about this then? I'll tie you up and then dump you in some abandoned factory. There are a lot of factories like that around here. It wouldn't take that long to look through each of them by one.
As for W, what I think of like her situation, I'm kind of glad she's not here in this case because, like, oof, that could probably mind break W even more.
Now that's how I do things, right? It's thanks to my patience that I could rescue some of those poor soldiers from you people. I only hope that your commanding officer will find you too, before you die alone, despairing in the darkness. No, my commander wouldn't. Please, spare me. What do you want to know? I just follow orders. I don't understand the complicated stuff. Yes, I'm quite sure of that. But Sarka's commander is much smarter than your commanding officer. Whatever he's scheming, Manjagora will never figure it out, and you lads will have to keep letting the Sarkas toy with you. Fine. You just need to tell me where you're headed, then. I'll figure out the rest myself.
And now water break before continuing. Delicious water, good for the throat.
You're back. Why didn't you pay me a visit sooner? You have too many guests. Oh, I forgot. You didn't want to see the Confessarius messenger. If you found out that I came back to Londinium, wouldn't that spell the end to my leisurely days? Even then, you didn't have to wait for Holderer to leave you before you show yourself. He's my man. He won't ever report your presence to the court.
Do I think a resurrection is only temporary? Maybe not. I mean, technically, they would keep her alive for as long as they want to, so in a way it'd be temporary, but time limit-wise, indefinitely.
Oh, he's your man? Don't fool yourself. You don't trust anyone. If you really trusted him, you could have just hollered my name. You're the one who decided to wait until the Dublin feline and your mercenary friends were gone before saying hello. Let's set this topic aside. You helped me lure the Dublin forces into position this morning. I owe you this one. Oh, it's no big deal. Besides, I got a little surprise out of it. A surprise? For you, of all people, to use that word. I'm guessing you found more than a few rebels. Did you meet the Rhodes Islanders down there? There's more. Not only did I run into them, they were the ones who rescued me from Dublin and escorted me to the city walls.
Man, Mr. Thomas, why you gotta be sus?
If it wasn't for how antsy you were to test your prized new toy, such that I had to be blown up in front of them, perhaps I could have followed them a little longer. I actually want to have a good chat with her.
I can't consider it heartless, honestly, too. Because, if I was in their position, if I had, a family member that I could bring back, or someone that I really cared about that I could bring back, I would do it, even if they didn't consent to it. I would bring them back, at least for a little while. So I can't necessarily say it's heartless, depending on the reason they brought her back. I mean, the people love her, so I'm assuming they're treating her good, at the very least.
I actually want to have a good chat with her. What if I tell you there's still a chance? Another job for me? Didn't you say that the Dublins and the mercenaries... didn't you send the Dublins and the mercenaries to guard the temporary brig? I thought you had everything in place already, and you just had to extend an invitation. I prefer writing myself a few insurance policies. Alright, you owe us one then. Did I say us? No matter. There is no one else here. Truth be told, we don't really want to stay here for much longer. That narcissistic old man with the chalice is almost here, isn't he? Don't tell him about us. Of course. I have yet to repay your kindness, after all. Another note. You should stop masquerading as a dead man. Not only might you find your cover blown, it also makes me feel uneasy. Gah, we almost forgot. What an upsetting sarcasm you are, right, pupil of Teresa's? Relax. The next time we meet, I won't be Mr. Thomas anymore.
A changeling!
He is a changeling.
Bound by pain. Ah, what a great chapter title. Bound by pain. Oh, the pain and suffering. And it'll probably be the last section I go through for now. For the night. Man, I ate some pizza earlier, but I'm hungry already. Burn this view of the city into your memories. Every time a new skyscraper is built, countless old buildings are inevitably torn down. It is this thick layer of dust, accumulated over tens of hundreds of years, that made today's Londinium. When you inherit these lands, not only will you inherit the extravagant furs you see on the outside, you must also accept the scars that lie underneath. It is extraordinarily difficult to build a new house among these old ones. Ooh. Your eyes need to be able to see through the flesh and into the bones to find the place with the firmest foundation that can support the entire city. This will be your starting point. Vina, it is when you forget everything that you must inherit that you will truly become a proper successor. Siege, please think this through again. Follow my advice. We must leave this place, the Stark underground cavern, at once. Only timid metal crabs and insects hide underground. I can't stand hiding down here while our enemies are wreaking havoc above our heads. From Teresa's standpoint from bringing her back, I mean, I think it's enough reason to bring back someone you miss, if he missed her. But in his case, maybe he didn't miss his sister. Maybe he needs his sister's awesomeness to bring everyone together, because he can't bring everyone together because he's a little punk. Like, if I was someone who was trying to take over a land and I was not able to rally people together because I'm a punk, and my awesome sibling could because she's a sweetheart, I'd be like, you know what? Time to use my sibling. It's like, I'm not against using my own sibling to my advantage. Though it'd be cute if the reason he brought her back was because he missed her. That'd be adorable. But unfortunately, I feel like that's probably not the case. But if it was, aw, cuteness. You know, the way you talk is really getting on my nerves. How could you call any of them spineless when every one of them stands up against the Sarkaz? If they were actually the cowards you make them out to be, they would have gone working for the Sarkaz long ago. I don't know the Sarkaz enough to know if it's really for the betterment of them, for what he's doing. Don't get the wrong idea. I'm not trying to assign blame, but there's only so much they can do. What do you mean? There's only so much they can do. Remember who it was that saved you when you made it out of Londinium, half dead. How come you didn't say there was only so much we could do? I don't want to argue with you. I'm not arguing with you either, but I don't want to hear your cranky little mouth either. Morgan and I told you when you first ran into us a year ago or so. If you wanted to join the Glasgow family, you'd have to rid yourself of your shitty, aristocratic attitude. I mean, even if we have a history with the Sarkaz, our buddies at Rhodes Island are so much more different than Teresa's guys. Like Closure, she's all about hacking and drones and being in the store and selling me stuff. Based on what I know of, or based on her, I would have expected a lot of the Sarkaz to be acting like her, but no. Let me say a word on her behalf. Dagda's working very hard too. She's changed quite a bit. At a glance, no one could tell that she used to be a knight noble. Right. I learned a lot from all of you. I'm sure you know that I've long thought of myself as part of Glasgow. But now that we're back in Londinium, I just can't help but be aware that I'm also a Knight of the Tower. You don't think that anything has changed just because we're back in Londinium,
Do you know how many eyes are on Vina? We've never been safe. No, it's exactly because we're back now that we're especially in danger. I agree with you on that. And it's out of safety considerations that I think we should leave these militants we don't know the first thing about.
Dogda just wants to protect the princess. Understandable.
Dogda, you mean you're worried about the resistance? You mean you're worried the resistance could act against Vina? Their membership is too much of a mixed bag. What if some of them don't actually mean well? Where do you think we should go then? As far as I know, there are still some in the city that we can count on, my mother's friends. I couldn't contact them before the Knights of the Tower fell, but the way I see it, now might be a good time. You mean, you want us to turn to the nobles? Who do you think murdered Vina's dad and forced her to hide out in the streets for years? Who do you think hunted us down and chased us out of Londinium? We don't even know if Bayard and the rest of the gang are still alive. The nobles weren't one of mine back then. But after the Sarkas came... Ha! You think the Sarkas are our only enemy? Listen up, my lady. You want to hand Vina over to those dirty lords over my dead body. Instead of her being the Chen, I feel like she's more like the Texas for Vina. Like, stop handing her around to the other mafias. Other lords. Hannah. What are you doing shouting like that? Do you want everyone to know who Vina is? I like how those guys are just standing there silently. They're like, I don't want to get involved with this. And the other one's probably like, shh, shh, shh. Let's hear the gossip. Both of you, calm down. Fighting can't solve everything, especially at a crucial moment like this. Until you've really thought through the consequences of your bickering, you'd better shut your mouths. What do you want Vina to? It doesn't matter. Vina? What do you have in mind? I think Dogda's worries are reasonable. We followed me and the doctor here, but in the end, our objective isn't the same as theirs. All they have to do is stop the Sarkas in the city, and that's exactly what the Resistance has been trying to do. But we... What do you think our objective is? Morgan Indra. Why did you recognize me as your leader back then? Because Glasgow needed to survive in Londinium. We were still kids and we made a lot of enemies. A lot of street punks had their eyes on us, and there were even a couple of bad cops who always gave us trouble. Vina, you're so much more incredible than the rest of us. You're the one who taught me that a good boss doesn't just fight. Not only did you lead us out of trouble, you recruited so many faces into the gang, you made Glasgow stronger. That's why I'm confident you're a good boss, and that you'll be a good leader in the future. Very good. Looks like we haven't forgotten our convictions. Have you heard what the Resistance commander said? They'll save Londinium, but before that, they'll save their brothers and sisters in arms. Who's to say our objectives are different? My hammer was forged to serve the city, to serve Victoria. If my strength can save even just one Victorian, then I have no reason to leave the fight. Dogda. Sorry, I won't bring that up again. No, I just want to say that you aren't in the wrong. What? If you have your own mission to accomplish, you needn't follow my every word. You're fine, knights, but I'm not the one who knighted you. I'm not the lord you were born to serve, no. You should find the one that you actually want to serve instead of being bound by your bloodline's oath. You're free, and you've always been. Siege? Vina, that's a little... It's not like Dogda was. Enough, you heard me well. Dogda, I await your answer. Understood, Siege.
Commander Clovicia, Have you thought about our cooperation proposal? I think Siege handled that well. Mia? May I call you Mia? Please call me Clavicia. Of course, Clavicia. Dr. Misaki Nobunaga and you have more than sufficiently explained what your purpose here is. If I'm understanding you correctly, Rhodes Island is a pharmaceutical company that focuses on solving infected issues. To that end, your company has worked with cities and even countries. I also know that most Sarkas are infected. But I just want to make sure about this. Did you come to Londinium with this objective too? Or is it part of Rhodes Island's business to solve the Sarkas question as well? The Sarkas are not a question. Clavicia, the way we see it, the real issue at hand is the war between the Sarkas and the Victorians. This war has already seen more than enough bloodshed on both the Victorian and the Sarkas sides. If the war escalates further, what happens then? How many countries will be dragged into it? How many people? We can't allow that to happen. Mia, your ideals are noble. You are infected and you want to fight for the infected. I understand that. But what do you have to do with the Sarkas? I inherited my ideals from a Sarkas. She was a Sarkas, but she loved me, a courteous, and she loved everyone. And Rhodes Island was born from her feelings. Rhodes Island fights for the infected, the Sarkas, and all those who are oppressed, because we know very well that, in a war, they are always neglected by those cruel men who stand at the top. It doesn't matter how many of arrogant men are... it doesn't matter how many of arrogant men in positions of power we have to deal with. Our focus will always be those who truly need our help. Do I think Mia has a responsibility to the Sarkas? I mean, not necessarily, but she loves Teresa, so... The cruel men who sat at the top, eh? Plus, Mia cares about everyone, really. Like, she'll help everyone regardless of their race and situation. I see. I can empathize with how you feel, and I very much respect Rhodes Island's ideals. However, I hope you can understand that the Self-Salvation Corps is not the same as Rhodes Island. Our people come from different backgrounds and have different ideals, and even so, we are all fighting for the same goal. We want to take back Londinium. If we can't be sure that Rhodes Island will always be on our side, even if you could persuade me, I wouldn't be able to persuade my men. We will stand together. Dr. Misaki, do I have your word? You don't need my word. What you need is our deeds. Right, I admit. You've seen for yourself that the Self-Salvation Corps is low on manpower. We can't spare anyone to your cause. Rhodes Island will not be a burden to the Self-Salvation Corps. No, you misunderstand, Mia. Most of us aren't worried about your strength. It might actually be the opposite even. Your mission is far too ambitious. Besides, you saw it yourself. The Self-Salvation Corps hides in the gaps and crevices of the city just to make it from one battle to the next. If what you actually want is a larger battlefield, and it just so happens that the battlefield is Londinium, you think we can defeat the Sarkas occupying the city alone? Only those on the same starting line have the right to vie for control. I mean, you think we can defeat the Sarkas occupying the city alone? Dr. Misaki, I'm surprised you're so honest. You were admitting to me that although you don't currently have what it takes to face the Sarkas, When the time is right, Rhodes Island's objective is to dispose the tyrannical regent. Our objective is much more concrete. You think we aim to seize Central Londinium? I mean, no harm in supporting an armed group ready to cooperate. Doctor, that's not what we said before we came. Amiya, she's a military commander. Politicians see nothing but bargaining chips. Merchants smell nothing but profit, Amiya. Let me be the bad cop, Amiya. Come on, Amiya, let me do the thing. And generals want nothing but power. This isn't how we usually earn the trust of our collaborators. No, you're right. Just like how even though we always seek to end wars, we have never been able to avoid one. Clovicia, our objective is clear. Just like the Self-Salvation Corps, Rhodes Island will fight for the day we successfully stop the Sarkaz Regent. And yeah, Amiya was pretty much brought up to help everyone regardless of who they are. Rhodes Island will provide you medical resources. Closure's working with your engineers already. We have other means to show our sincerity. We have other means to show our sincerity. We will show you Rhodes Island's might in the next fight. So, Commander Clovicia, is that to your satisfaction? Dr. Misaki Nobunaga, you and Amiya are excellent partners. It seems Face is right. You're the helpers we've been looking for. What did Mr. Face? He spoke on your behalf in front of me and all the captains. What about the problem earlier then? He's still young. Even though he has the courage to stand up and speak, he isn't ready to take responsibility for the outcome. This is a burden for me to shoulder. But you're young too. Haha, but I'm the commander. In my position, you would do the same too, wouldn't you? Yes, right. I know you just wanted us to explain our position one more time. I hope that you don't mind. Of course I don't mind. Both the doctor and I are happy to have found an excellent partner. You're an excellent commander, Clovicia. The Self-Salvation Corps is impressive. Thanks, Face, but you're an excellent commander, Clovicia. I like you. I think she's cool. Dr. Misaki, Face told me about you, but you're still not what I expected. Oh no, what did he say about me? He's probably like that doctor. The doctor's a weirdo who grabbed the drone without thinking twice about it. When the reconnaissance team comes back, let us plan out this operation together. This will be a rescue mission. I believe your operators are very experienced in such missions. I look forward to working with Rhodes Island.
Rock. My men just got some news from Lady Golding. Tell your contact will be there right away. Phew, it's a good thing we got in contact with the messenger. If it wasn't for her, I'm not sure we would have been able to locate the prison. Yeah, I only hope this trip will be fruitful. Right. That's what's going on with you and Faced.
Nothing.
I heard you squabbling. Ever since we formed a team together, the two of you always work together so well. Like hand in glove. I've never seen you fight like that.
We have differing opinions, that's all.
How do you know you aren't of one mind? You should have talked to him about the past long ago. He may always be banging away at his devices, but he'll listen to you.
Is that why you came along? I didn't know you liked mending relationships as much as willing things together.
It's all the same to me. You're both good soldiers, and I've always thought of you as siblings.
Watch your 9.
Phew, that was close. How come there's so many mercenaries out on the streets?
The Sarkans are trying to catch us, Rock 5. Rock 5 sees our contact. In the bakery up ahead. Go. I'll keep an eye on the mercenaries.
Hey, Bill, could you get this part over to Harmo? I think he could use it when he reinforces his grain lorry.
Alright.
Hand me the wrench.
Did he not notice it's closure, not Bill?
Frank's shield too. I put a new coat of paint on the surface. That should make it fireproof. But remind him it's going to crack if he lets it get too hot for too long.
The technology behind this paint is obsolete. Why don't you try out Raytheon's latest formula? It's kind of expensive, but the engineering came up with the cheap generic version. If you're interested, I can give you a discount. Look at her, look at Closure, trying to make a profit even here. Like a true merchant. In the Salvation Corps, who do I like the most? The leader. Second would be a boy-faced. Huh?
Hot, hot, hot!
Whoa, you got a hole in your thermal gloves? Are you an engineer for real? Hands are like the most important thing to an engineer.
Gloves are luxury. I can't grab new ones because I want to. Besides, how was I supposed to know that you were here? My hands are usually a lot stabler.
Your eyes don't look so good to me either. That's like, 1 of the 10 must have qualities of an engineer.
Old Bill's to blame for this. Where'd he go? Usually he's the only one to stand next to me.
Oh, when I got here, I saw a group following your lieutenant somewhere.
Didn't he promise to come help me out?
You're worried about them?
Rock left in a hurry. I didn't even have time to check out Rock 5. I'm worried that Brow this morning could have damaged the drone somehow.
If you're worried about other stuff, there's no way you'll pop out anything too sturdy. This is all we can do, and it's only by doing it well that things will be safer for our friends above ground, right?
Haha. I didn't expect Rhodes Island's engineer to be so good at comforting people.
Huh? What are you even talking about? I'll have you know that I'm Rhodes Island's ace psychological consultant. Even Kelsey, a real mean boss of mine, comes to me and opens up to distress. So hurry and hand me the wrench.
Huh?
Let's get working already. What, you want me to crack a few more jokes to lift your spirits? There's gonna be some real intense battles soon. Us engineering operators are like the backbone, so there's no time for all that moping.
Haha. Oh, alright. Let's get working.
When I talk about my problem to Closure, maybe it depends, because I feel like she's gonna charge me for that. And I don't want to be charged. Right. Show me that drone. Rock 17. It's lacking a flight stability module. I took one off my broken machines. My broken babies.
Huh? You sure about that? Are there any patents or anything?
Shh, quiet. I did it behind Dr. Misaki's back. Now that you know how lucky you are, what are you standing there for? Get me my wrench. Aw, they're bonding.
What did you say? You saw Lady Golding? What did she say? Understood. We need to send word about this to the commander right now. Hostiles, they found us! Rock, retreat!
Bill, you're too loud. Just because you're surprised doesn't mean you gotta shout that, Bill.
Find the captain. Rebels spotted on Eelston Road. Seize them.
Run.
What's this buzzing thing? A drone? I get it. You were at the port this morning.
Rock 5, what's the matter? Did we miss? Is it because we didn't calibrate it? We didn't spot the enemies just now either.
Feline, don't you think it's going to work? It might have worked on the royal court squatties, but it won't work on us. Rock, is your drone dead?
It's okay. Even without it, I can still fight.
Tisk, I didn't expect to take damage from you. Looks like your arts are no less impressive than your courage. I'll put in a word for you with my captain and let you die here. You don't have to go to the factory anymore. Saves you a painful death. Ugh. Rock, get going. I'll hold it here.
No, we'll go together.
You need to get Lady Golding's message back. The commander must know. She must know that the messenger... The message is very important.
Bill.
I believe in the commander, and I believe in you and Faced. Listen to me, stop fighting. We're all a family. Back then, we were only able to escape because your dad stood in the Sarkaz's way too. Go! What's with the thick smoke? Did he have a grenade? How dare you hurt my men? You aren't getting out of this alive.
Rest in peace, Bill.
Captain, take him back and lock him away with the other rebels.
Actually, not rest in peace. Have a nice nap, Mr. Bill.
Captain, this guy tried to blow us up and got himself caught in the blast. He won't live much longer. He doesn't have to live much longer. Very well. It's the general's orders, right? Can we go after the rest of them? Do it. Don't hold out too much hope, though.
Okay, time to fight. Ugh, I hate that gauge. I hate it so much. I hate it with a burning passion. That gauge is just filled with pain and suffering of me. Eee! Why? Why the explosion? Oh man, this is really, really, really bad. Oh no. I mean, there's small hope in the world. Only a little bit of hope in the world. That guy can go through. Whatever. Go through, sir. I care, but at the same time, I can't care. Me. I'm sorry, Thorns. You're gonna suffer. My beautiful baby Thorns. I'm sorry, Thorns. Oh man, that one got through. That's annoying as heck. Man, I hate that. And next person to go there will be... I'll put Mudrock there at that point. Whatever. Ah, this is painful. I don't like this one. I don't like this mechanic. I hate it. I gotta change my lineup up. Let's see. Yeah, I gotta put different people so then I can redeploy them a little bit faster. And this is the anti-brute force stage, and I don't appreciate it. Never say no to brute force. And I gotta just deploy everyone out. I'm just gonna put them around. I gotta raise more people too, that means. Sad. I'll still put her here. I'll still put here. And ooh, that actually kind of hurts, so I'll put here. Why are you locking onto her? I mean, it's fine. I'm sorry, Thorns, you're gonna be a sacrifice right now. Heal a little bit more, and then I can bring someone else out. Bring on the sacrifices at this point. Oh man, I'm so sorry, Thorn. You're gonna suffer. I'm sorry, my boy. I'd want to protect you, but I can't. Okay. At least this side's not too bad. Oof, never mind. Shouldn't have said that. Oh man, so much pain and suffering. No, stop it. And then there, someone else. Ooh. No! No, they're getting through. Shoot! Ah, I want the origin prime, but you know this hurts. This place hurts a lot. I gotta hit hard. At the same time, everything hurts. It just hurts. It's all pain and suffering here. Okay, sorry, Melantha. I'm gonna put someone else in here real quick. They're level 1, so it's kind of oof, but you know, fine. Aw, man. Eh, you know, I'm just gonna put her here. I can change the difficulty to story. At this point, I think I'd have to. Is it over here that I do it? Oh no, I'm just gaining stuff. From here? I'll do. Environmental, da. Because if I can make it easier in life, you know, I should at this point. Oh, I see. Yeah, for that one, I think I gotta. Zero energy? Oh! That's kind of amazing. Now I'm no longer bounded by pain.
So man, I gotta raise a lot of fast redeployment peoples. And that'll make my life easier, I think. Maybe? Small kind?
ドクター、ここっていい景色だね。
害虫が。
わあ、本気で行くよ。
Yeah, this will make my life easier. And I appreciate my life being easier. I very much appreciate my life being easier. I like it a lot. A lot, a lot. No, don't bonk my Susie. I'm so sorry, Bagpipe. I'm sacrificing you right now. Feel guilty. But it must be done for now. I'll put him down here for now. Okay, after Texas goes poof. Or maybe she's not gonna go poof. No, I'll put over here. Bagpipe might go poof, but you know, she understands this is how it goes sometimes, you know? Life can be pain and suffering. Eee! Actually, no, over here. Oh, I'm so sorry, Chen. Uh-oh. The end is nigh. Oh, the cannons. It just hurts. No, hey, sorry actually lived. I'm proud of her. You know what, Thorns? Come on and play. This might be fun for you, Thorns. Wait, where's the last enemy? Oh, there it is. He just came out later than the rest. He's like, where'd my friends go? Oh. Ooh, that was horrifying. That also whetted my appetite. I want to eat a peanut butter sandwich now. Yeah, this map's gonna be a pain to do if I want to get all those delicious primes. I mean, I'll switch back and... Eh, wrong thingy. Over here. Yeah. I'll switch... Or not, never mind. Back to story. Boop. No fear. No fear at all. There is no fear if I stay in the story. The story is my friend. Yeah, at this point I'm just gonna go from this side. From the, story environment. That is fine. Ooh, hello, hello. How have you been enjoying this chapter? Oh man, the new mechanic hurts me so much. I can't brute force because all my brute force goes poof. It gets destroyed so easily by that cannon fire. And I hate it. It's forcing me to actually use other people's in my favorites. I gotta raise so many people. Ah well, though story-wise. Aw man, I'm gonna feel so bad for Amiya and Dr. Kelsey. They love Teresa. I don't know too much about her because I lost my memories. Plus, I didn't really meet her. I've only seen really second and third hand stuff about her and fan-made stuff about her, so... Yeah. If anything, I feel bad for Mia and Kelsey regarding Teresa. And of course all the people. And it's kind of cool knowing that Siege is a princess. Princess Siege. And her group of knights, basically, for her.
Like, that part's adorable. I mean, W's not here with us right now. At least I don't think she is. I haven't seen her yet. So it's a good thing W ain't here. But yeah, I will continue the adventure later. I will see if there's bread so I can make a peanut butter sandwich. If there's no bread, then I'll just grab the jar of peanut butter and a spoonful. Or 2 spoonfuls. Delicious. That's a good snack before it's like midnight. So thank you guys for stopping by the stream. I hope everyone has a great rest of their day and epic gotcha luck. I shall eat a sandwich in peace, maybe. Depending. If there's no bread, then gosh darn it. Understandable. At least I'll have peanut butter. See you guys later. Bye-bye. Or maybe I'll eat yogurt if there's no bread. Yogurt's pretty good, but I want the taste of peanut butter.